Everybody got their mics?
She hearing that my GED is helping me move on.
Mike, miggity me, bro.
Mike, Miggity, my mic sounds nice. Oh man.
All right, I need to calm down. Need to be more relaxed.
My 2010's fucked up.
I
I have to go last.
I just went with who I went with.
It's easy.
It was easy. I'm not arguing shit.
It was not. It
I am not arguing anything.
was too much.
There was a lot of good shit.
It was just too much.
Hey, we live though. Yo, guys, we live over here, around here, everywhere. The bump. This is episode 10, guys. Episode number 10. Starting the new year,
Hey, that's
double
right on
digits,
time
man.
too.
right? 2020, new decade. Whole lot of music to talk about. So this is episode 10. We decided to do our own version of the top 10 albums of the decade. We'll go over the rules and everything, but I want to introduce my panel again. We got the homie from the West right there, J. Trey Fox. We're in the Cowboys though.
What was that?
Ice
It's
Cube.
because of his pops. Because of his pops.
Are you drowning?
Yeah.
What was that?
He knows that's Ice Cube,
I
bro.
ain't tripping. Brother got them birds, huh?
He knows. Ice Cube. This man burned me.
Listen to look. You still owe me that shit too.
I do.
Motherfucking fat, yo.
I do.
How much should I give you?
Give me another 10 years.
Every week, I think of another burnt CD that you owed me. You
Hey.
gave me that bum ass Eminem CD. I want to fight you for that
We all little
to this day.
So we got the Mason Margiela Madman right here.
G.
G, Gabriel. Yeah, G baby. And we got the homie Moody.
Moody Harrelson, what's up?
And then to my left,
Black Jamie.
the magnificent Meech.
Name is still to be decided. I had a name. That name was whack. So it's just Meech for now. Thank you.
Dang.
I mean, I've had a
Epic.
few names such as myself, so I feel you.
Epic. And I only have one. It's just, I only have one name. It's me, Kyrie. So,
You know what, Jamie?
all right.
What about Soy Rico?
They told me.
I fuck with Soy Rico. I fuck with Soy
Soy
Rico.
Rico's.
Kyrie is cool because like I don't know anyone else as a
Latino
Kyrie,
heat.
Dang.
but Soy Rico is a fire fucking like.
Dang. We can't.
The second you hear it, it's like okay, I'm Latino and I'm nice.
Dang.
That's
So for the record, it's Soy Reco, but thank you.
Yo, Rico sounds harder. I just
Rico does sound harder.
Look at how I just exhibit pit my writing.
Dang.
I got you.
Dang.
I got you right.
It's okay. Shout out to the girls that used to call me Kiri instead of, because they couldn't say Kyrie.
Kyrie is pretty cool.
But all right, guys. So here's the rules.
I used to call you.
Y'all got your stuff, right? You guys got your albums.
Yes.
Got your notes, Jamie.
Yes.
Hey, yo, what's up, Demetrius? That's not my name.
So we're gonna start off by doing it by year. So we're gonna do from 2010 onwards. So 2010, 2011, and etc. Now, basically, you're gonna talk about some honorable mentions, maybe some things, some notables.
Right.
Notables of the year. You're like, hey, this album was out. This is what made it difficult for me. And then we're gonna say at the end what your album for that year was. And at the end, we're just gonna do our favorite album of the decade. So you're the album that represents 2010 to 2000 now, basically 2019. Cool. All right. So fellas, we're gonna start off with 2010, and just to kind of give some notables. I'll start it off, and we'll kind of go this way. Okay. So. I had right off the bat, I had Gorillaz Plastic Beach. To me, that was an incredible album. It's not my album of the year, so there's just like some ones I'm just shouting out. The features on there, like Snoop Dogg, the crazy synths, and like it was reminding me back of like their first debut album. A little bit hip hop, a little poppy. Like it felt like it was that album plus not the one with El Mañana. Feel Good Inc. I think it is. Yeah, so it reminded me like a mixture of that. You also had albums like Beach House. They had Teen Dream, Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon Volume 2.
That's what I'm saying.
And Volume 1.
Yep. Then you had Drake, Thank Me Later, finally came out the album. And the other ones I had were Ariel Pink's Haunted Graffiti, Before Today, and Tame Impala and Inner Speaker. Those are like my notables. I feel like needing to get a shout out. But to me, this was easy. and it's probably like on everybody's list, but I had to go with My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Of course.
It had to be my album of the year. Like that's to me, that's the pinnacle of Kanye. It had everything that I wanted in a Kanye album. It had the orchestra, the production value, the impact. He took risks on certain songs, and they pushed the genre even further than like 808s and Heartbreak did, because I think 808 started the whole like one subgenre, singing rappers. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy broke that barrier of being a rapper, and rappers started calling themselves artists. So that's why the impact for that album is me. Best album 2010. That's me. Jordan.
So it was so easy. I didn't even honestly feel like researching, to be real with you. I do have two notables. This is like the third tier of 2010. Thank Me Later. It was great. I loved
Okay.
it.
Fucking love
Second
it.
tier for me, Loop Digger, Medicine Show 5.
Damn.
That shit was so hard to me.
I don't think I heard that.
Damn.
What?
No, I didn't hear that. See, I already got one album that I didn't hear.
Damn.
I'm just
Bro.
adding to my list.
Bro,
You have to
that's
send
Take
me.
your notes
Hard.
if you haven't heard of that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Dude, we played that up a lot, man.
Damn.
Right. And I was late on it. Like I found it out like 2 years ago. I'm not gonna lie to you. That shit was hard as
We
heck.
played that up all the time.
What episode 10, episode 23.
Yeah, let me get some of
Honestly,
that
if you like
medicine.
Mash from Jay Dilla, the piano,
Oh
I
yeah.
love piano on this one.
Damn.
Crazy. And that was tier 2, but then tier 1, number 1 for 2010 was Twisted Fantasy. Obviously, that was kind of a given.
Damn. Okay.
Honestly, like I was just impressed at like, cause I look back on it
I had my
and just how
notes.
like diverse it was.
Yeah.
But for me, like one of the songs that I just loved,
It's not the one.
I know it wasn't the best song, but I loved it so much was Blame Game.
Okay.
Yeah.
That shit was so hard to me.
Blame Game. Yeah. Blame Game
Taught you.
and the one with Bon Iver. That was my shit. That song made me like cry.
It had 3
I'm
or
lost
4
in the
different
world.
tones.
Yeezy talk.
Damn.
That album's
Damn.
Yeah.
It had fucking skits on
That's what I'm
it.
saying.
That's
Like,
crazy.
what's in
That's
the fucking
quintessential Kanye. You gotta have a fucking skit on your album.
crazy.
With Chris Rock,
The man's man.
that skit like people know about. Like people, that's a song,
Right.
Yeezy
know.
talk.
right? What about you, Gene?
Yeah, so I did my notes like 2 hours ago, probably.
Damn. Okay.
And I didn't think about it much. It was between two albums, Man on the Moon 2 and My Beautiful
man.
Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Damn.
Man.
Okay.
And everything you said about My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is what makes it so special, right? And I did this list based on like what I listen to, you know,
Yeah.
not cultural impact, not
Right.
like whatever, just what I like, what
Mhm.
I played the most.
Your favorite?
My favorite album, and I'm gonna give it to Man on the Moon 2 over the Kanye album.
I
Wow.
think too because I feel you with
You know, and I felt conflicted too. Yeah, hell yeah.
I feel
Okay,
like-
Maniac
I
touched
see
me,
that.
man.
I feel like Cudi was the one responsible also for My Beautiful Dark.
Ooh. Okay.
Definitely.
Damn.
And Matt just Cudi during that 2010 time, he was wilding out,
Damn.
and just what he brought, music, style, everything. I think
Remember the
that
video?
album-
Didn't he do a music video with
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah.
My mojo so dope, bitch. Ooh! We live it. That shit was iconic.
You and Kenny G
The whole
featuring Shia LaBeouf.
DVD, Man on the Moon 2 DVD,
Yeah.
everything was incredible. Definitely 2010 Cudi.
Whole
Man on the
package,
Moon
whole
too.
presentation. Damn.
Yeah.
What about you, Moody? Jamie Bristol?
Anyways, I'm gonna start with my mentions first because my pick might be a little surprising. Not if you kind of remember that time period and what I was listening to, because you two will. We weren't really hanging out, and we weren't either. But you might respect it. I know you two will get it. But my mentions, Man on the Moon 2, definitely. That album touched me. Did he release No One Believes Me around that time too?
I think so, yeah.
And I
Yeah,
fucked with
definitely.
that song too. Like again,
Yeah.
I've mentioned in my episode I had some problems I was going through, and that album like it touched me. I know that man was going through some shit too.
Yeah.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is another one I have to mention.
Yep.
I just showed this man my list, and it was at the top. I've gone through 10 lists, and it was at the top for all of them, and I changed it on the last. The other one is Rolling Papers. We were just talking about this.
What?
Rolling Papers by
Wow.
Domo Genesis. Man,
Okay, yeah, I thought it was
That's
different.
what-
Okay,
no.
Right.
Rolling Papers,
Yes.
Domogenesis.
Oh, okay. I thought.
Not Wiz.
Right, say those, say
I was
it.
thinking.
Say
Not
it,
Wiz.
I was like, okay, Jamie.
I forgot to.
I know Cushion Orange Juice was good, but damn.
Domogenesis, man. Odd Future released some heat
Whoa.
in 2010.
Oh my God.
2009. Well,
Wow.
Faster came out in 2009 on Christmas. But yeah.
The Tyler production on that
yeah.
album was crazy.
Supermarket.
God.
Yo, Domogenesis and Tyler need to do something because I was mentioning this to you. Their chemistry flowing together is insane. But so
Damn.
the one I got to give it to though is Earl by Earl Sweatshirt.
Couch.
Crazy.
Yes, Couch. Are you kidding me? Where are my notes at? Because I'm gonna just
That's dope.
name a quote from Pigeon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She called me fantastic. I call her a fat bitch. I know that
Pussy put the cat in the casket.
none of that will fly these days, but I'm saying, man, young Earl,
You're good.
my man was in a pocket.
Fucking worthless.
He was in a pocket. Yeah, I got to give it to Earl for 2010.
Earl. Wow. You know what's crazy? Like I had to still go back to that era of Odd Future and Tyler because I didn't start listening to him till like. Remember I told you like I wasn't big on Tyler, but I didn't get into him till like Odd Future Tape Volume 2.
Shouts out
So,
to
yeah.
Meech. He put me on the Tyler, which got me into it. And then shouts out to my man Sebastian. I don't know if you remember him, Sebastian Schroeder.
You up?
He put me on to Earl like in that time period as well on Facebook. I don't know what happened to him. I think he was in LA, but you gotta get over here, man.
Yeah, you up.
right now? I mean, I can rant a little more.
We got the Sunship villain over there.
I got a moody rant coming, so
Yeah, we ready to move on. We ready for 2011.
Oh, out of the 10 years, this was 4 for me, by the way. Just gotta throw it out.
Oh, like best year or like
Out of all the top
okay.
projects of each year, this was
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so
All
for
right.
me, honorable mentions for 2010. I definitely have to name Drake's "Thank Me Later." A lot for some reason, people don't love that album, and I think that album is incredible.
hard.
That album, he worked with some of the top producers and got 40 to co-produce each of these beats, putting his unique twist on it.
I think people
that
hate it
really
because like
fun.
they thought it was a mixtape that they just like lazily copied and pasted into an album.
I don't know. I fucking love that album.
told
You
you I
got
found
you have
that
two
in
of the
the
most interesting
kitchen at
Kanye
work.
beats ever,
Mm-hmm.
and "Show Me a Good Time" and
Dun, dun,
and
dun,
"Find Your
dun.
Love."
Miss me?
Oh, and then "Miss Me,"
Ooh, yeah.
dude. That's probably
What was that one with-
one
is that
of
the one with
Boy
Bun
Wonder's
B?
best meets.
With Bun B on it?
No,
was
that
No, that was before, right?
was before. That
Okay.
was so far gone.
With the church organs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Man.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, definitely thank me.
I respect that.
Definitely thank me later. And then another honorable mention for 2010 is gonna be Kid Cudi, "Man on the Moon" 2.
Hey,
Fucking love that album. That album is incredible.
Then we all
it's,
four
it's more the same Cudi, more the same Cudi styles, but it's just it's grown a little bit. I can't say it's matured. It's just typical Cudi sound. While Cudi's still being Cudi, and that album just I think it got me through sometimes.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was really, really important. He was always kind of the eyeball on good music. And it was always
Yeah.
cool to
damn.
see how he moved in comparison to everyone else. So I got to put that album on there.
Yeah.
And then, what else for 2010? MGMT Congratulations is 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right before, I know.
Okay. I can't say the second album either, which I think
Yeah.
came out in 2010. So I'm going to say, my top album for 2010 is going to be My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, that album, Kanye, that is Kanye at his most focused,
His pocket.
his most energetic. He was making these beats. He was actually writing. Like his verses were actually his own. He wasn't
Monster alone.
getting lines from people that are clearly weaker than him, like Travis Scott or Sci-Hi.
Dang.
Shots.
I mean, look, if we're keeping it a buck, all these people that have so-called written for Kanye have never made a better song than any song Kanye has made.
Thank you.
I love
agree.
Pusha T.
I
I love
agree.
Pusha T to death. He's in my top 10 favorite rappers ever. But
Ooh.
if we're keeping it a buck, Kanye has more verses that are better than Pusha T verses. Kanye, when he's in his writing bat, Late Registration, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, he can't be
Right.
stopped.
Dang. Including Clips era too? Or you talking
Yeah,
about solo?
yeah,
Okay.
including. Look, man, when you only rap about cocaine, when you only rap about cocaine, then like that you're limited. I thought about it for a second.
I'm your push.
But cocaine bars are only going to be relevant for so long.
Yeah.
You know,
Griselda.
Damn.
Kanye being able to talk about college, being able to just push music, he just I
It
don't
aged
know.
well.
First
Good.
nigga with
Yeah.
the Benz in the back.
So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely my beautiful dark twisted fantasy. Let's go on part random.
Nice. Now we had some similarities.
Can't wait. Let's go.
Now the next question is like, and this will be for another podcast, but
Gotta see
is
it.
Man on the Moon 2 better than Man on the Moon 1? So that'll be for the next podcast. But moving along,
Yeah, Cudi
Can't wait, let's
episode.
2011,
Oh, wait,
guys.
what's the
So
band?
to me, we were talking about this before the podcast. We mentioned Neon
It's
Indian.
your fault too.
So I feel like this year was like indie kind of heavy for me. So I had some notable albums. I had The Drums, Portamento, more of a surf curse kind of rock. Neon Indian, Era Extraña. So when he's playing Neon Indian before this,
From that year?
2011.
No, that's 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely checking them out.
This is older. Yeah, this is older before that, Jamie. You obviously had Drake, but you had Tyler with Goblin. Mac Miller, Blue Slide Park, like was like my
in
witness to
peace.
him. From him like going from cheesy Mac to
into
cheesy
it.
raps to a step higher to coming on his own.
Still cheesy, but he was nice.
No, yeah,
When
it
I
was.
talk about Mac, I'll surprise you because I did not like that album. But
Really?
Yeah,
We'll have to get
talk
into
about
that.
some other time.
But I also have Lupe Fiasco, Lasers. I love that album. We were playing Beeman before this. The Weekend, the trilogy. That one to me is like the Drake thing because I feel like those are mixtapes again, just slapped on an album. I love the project, but I feel like it was just cheating. Damn, I got stuck between two indie bands. So I had Part Time. What would you say? And then, but I had to give it to this one because we were talking about it earlier. Underneath the Pine by Torrey Moore. That was my quintessential Toro album.
My man.
Like, I got into him hella late, and you know who put me on? Christian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, he went. I think he went to go see him at the Rialto. You guys all did, right? And I missed that show. And so like I was like, just send me a song, and he sent me that. He's just listen to this start to finish. And it might be nostalgia or whatever. There's a lot of great Toro albums. I'm sure you guys are probably gonna mention. But that is the album for me. That whole sound, that rock sound, like I don't know. It was perfect. It was just perfect. This is the way I can describe it. So, what about you, Jordan?
So, my tier 4 is the Thursday mixtape. I love
Oh,
that. That's my
okay.
tier 4. I got 4 tiers. I love Thursday, honestly.
Yeah.
That was my
I
shit.
feel
It really
you.
helped me out with a lot of things going on, I would
Dang.
say. Tier 3, Alchemist and Currency Covert Coup.
Ooh,
That
okay.
mixtape was stupid. And that was like a
Gee,
lot
were
of
you the
my
one that
summer.
said like Currency was your like one of your favorites like all time?
Your rappers, yeah.
Yeah.
Dog, like Life
I can't keep
Instructions
up. It
is
sucks.
like one of my favorite songs ever still.
Damn.
Tier 2 was very difficult for me, and House of Balloons, man.
Okay.
Oh man,
Are you kidding me?
I feel you though.
I wouldn't blame you if you made that 2011.
Right.
Damn.
And
Right.
Take Care's in there,
That
but the thing
album's
is,
crazy.
because I was so in the House
Take
of
care
Balloons.
tier 2?
What?
Take care tier 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 3 in
Take
tier
Care
2.
is pretty up.
So when I
Okay.
listen to Take Care, when you've played House of Balloons so much, you realize that like he kind of got that flow.
It is the Weekend.
Thank you. That's why I was like, I cannot put Take Care
Like
higher than House of Balloons.
Cameras, like one of the best
I love
songs
that
on Take
song.
Care is.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what I'm talking
Love
about. That's
that
my favorite
song.
song in the
That's what I'm
album.
saying.
So
Only
if
on
Take
camera.
Care is the greatest, then House of Balloons have to be one higher.
Damn.
Naturally. And
It's kind of
so-
like that. What G was saying with Kanye and Cudi.
Exactly.
You know, like
that's why I was there.
you know, that's why I can't imagine right now.
And
Yeah.
also another tier 2. I'm surprised you didn't mention this. Watch the Throne.
It,
Dog,
it
dog.
was but
Damn man.
Right.
Prime
Damn.
Come on, come on.
Basket.
I know.
So
Cash is
this
in
hurt
his
the
prime.
most because like I love Jay and Kanye.
Color
But,
now.
like,
It was lower for me on my Kanye list. So
okay. I hear you. But
Kanye
that's
came with it on
in
that
2011
shit,
for me personally. This is just like the sounds that I like.
Mhm.
Like I love that screwed up stuff. I love that swaggy shit.
Oh man.
ASAP Rocky, live long ASAP.
okay, I
Mixtape
can't get
is
mad
nuts,
at
bro.
that. I can't get mad at
Pesos.
that.
Yeah.
Bass.
Pesos.
What's up?
Yeah.
Get
Damn.
lit. Kenny G.
Peso is one of the
Brand new
craziest. first songs for an
Yeah.
artist.
This man
ever.
put me on
Top
the peso.
beats.
Yeah.
This man
Oh
put me on the
yeah.
peso.
Yeah.
Purple
remember
sweat.
Peso, yeah.
Oh, I can
You'll
hear
be
that shit
surprised.
playing in my
That's what I'm
head.
saying. So all those songs.
He's
come
not, but you're
on.
gonna be surprised.
Damn.
It was too much.
I can't be mad at that.
So that's my number one,
Damn.
2011, and that's 3.
You know, honestly,
That's
I
ahead of
kind of
Twisted
just,
Fantasy.
they kind of flew by my head. I totally forgot about that.
That's what I'm saying.
Damn.
So, yeah,
I'll go
out of
next
all
if
those-
I'm-
Yeah, because I didn't have them next. No, it was, yeah.
I'll go next
Damn.
if I may.
You want to go next? All right,
Yeah,
go next.
I'm gonna start with some mentions first, but so 2011, right? I'm gonna start with Take Care, just
Okay.
because it's really high up and one I want to mention for that year. But like you were saying, he was heavily influenced by Weeknd. I don't think OVOXO was certainly a thing yet, but
No.
it definitely was behind the scenes. Definitely was in the studio. Another high one I want to mention is Watch the Throne. Yeah, that I bought that. I think I bought it digitally, but either way, I bought it. I fuck with that heavy to this day. We talked about, Kanye, his own albums and everything, and for him, that was high up there for me.
Damn.
Another one I want to mention. I'm surprised no one else did, but Nostalgia Ultra.
Ooh, but is that a mixtape though? Like,
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah, but projects, because
Yeah.
what is a mixtape? If you
this
put out a
point.
body of work nowadays, it's gonna be consumed as something that is part of your
Right.
I know that
Okay.
really. That is exactly. It became a thing
Especially when
later
it's
in the.
Frank, he doesn't drop a mixtape.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
fucking
It-
out.
That
It's an
became
album,
more of a thing
absolutely.
later in the decade, but it started early. People put out mixtapes, a project, and they treated it as albums.
right? Okay.
So yeah, that's another. So
Yeah, I think Jordan mixtape. I think
Like
Thursday
4
or
of my
House of
6 were
Balloons too.
mixtapes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I swear.
My number one is a mixtape for 2011.
Ooh, okay.
Right. So yeah.
And I think,
Yeah. No.
that's what his was, right?
Covert
Yeah.
Coup, Thursday, House of Balloons.
I
I was saying, I
Covert
heard Thursday,
Coup,
yeah.
too. I gotta mention Covert Coup too, because I believe you put me on the Currency. I heard Currency before because he fucked with Wayne. I think it was on Cash Money or Young Money back in the
Dude,
day.
I remember we were listening to that. This is Currency tape
what I'm
when
saying.
we were cleaning fucking
Man,
law off. Of
Janet.
that
Hot
shit
spitter.
was fucking
I
trash.
got that check still.
Remember
Still.
Black Rock?
Who
It
was
was it was like Currency, Wiz, and they were at
Yeah.
DD 172 New York.
Just
with Dame
one of
Dash.
those groups that like never like actually
Creative
did anything.
Control with the
Yeah.
Black
Damn.
Keys. It was the
Oh,
Black
man.
Keys.
The Black Keys were in that.
Bluepace
Yeah.
Group, the
What?
All City Chess.
All
Club, right?
City Chess Club had like
Charles Hamilton.
cool
Oh, yeah.
kids. Charles
Yeah.
Hamilton. Us,
Wow.
Yo, shit.
I had
Yeah.
no
Not
idea.
much
Thank
came out
you.
of that. though.
Kanye, yeah.
know.
You got one record out
Child,
of it.
Child Rebel
Diggy.
Soldier.
Diggy. Diggy was the big deal. And then, Child Rebel Soldier.
Kanye, Pharrell, and
If they had dropped an album during that time, it would have been a classic.
Damn.
Right.
Like it would Kanye in that mind space, Pharrell in that mind space.
Fuck. See, I missed that whole blog
in that
era
mind
shit.
space, battling
That's
with
crazy.
Atlantic,
Man, we were on Rap
that
Radar.
album would have been a
Yeah.
classic.
So Icy
Hands
Boy.
down. We
Everybody-
literally we be talking about that album right now.
I know.
Damn.
If they had dropped the CRS project.
So
Probably.
my number one for that year is Live Love ASAP.
Okay.
Rocky.
Dang. Okay.
Um,
2 for ASAP.
Peso, this man put me on the Peso, I believe before the project dropped, but just that sound, and you got to listen to music nowadays. The way people want to pitch their voice down
Yes.
a lot.
Oh, yeah.
ASAP didn't start that.
Claims Casino is like
Yes.
he's one of the main guys that have kind of pushed this kind of vapory.
Yeah. Where you
style
think I got my
production
slow shit
forward.
from? Like,
Yeah.
I got to credit Clams Casino a lot of that.
Seriously.
And his production
Demons
on that
on
is
that
insane.
record is
Demons,
crazy.
man. Yeah.
Demons is nuts on
Yo, that's one of my
There's a lot
favorite
of
beats of
bass.
all time. Is
Yeah.
that "I'm God" by Lil B,
Yeah.
Clams Casino.
that. Oh yeah, that was a great beat.
Fire.
But
Fucking
Demons,
Lil B.
aka Numb, by Claims Casino,
Damn.
is such a crazy song.
Live Love ASAP.
So 2 for ASAP. All right. Who wants to go next? G or you want to go Leech?
Mine's quick.
All right.
So for my 2011, my honorable mention is going to be Watch the Throne.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm only gonna do one honorable mention because, like,
respect that.
I think in that era, even though we had projects that dropped that were iconic and everything, and that will always be a part of the culture, I still think that just some music just stood above the rest.
Yeah.
It was just a shining example of what music can be in its highest form.
Mm-hmm.
So my honorable mentions is definitely gonna be
Watch the Throne.
it's gonna be Watch the Throne,
Okay.
for sure. I love Watch the Throne. That album, I mean, everything from the packaging, having Ricardo Tisci of Givenchy fame coming in and just fucking doing that super sick cover, the holographic, the all golden shit.
Damn.
And then
The whole fashion behind it
the
too,
whole
right?
fashion behind it. They started a movement, had everybody.
Fucking
suburban-
who would chop up a fucking was it a Rolls Royce?
No, it was a Maybach.
A
Chopped up
Maybach
for the
for a
Otis
video for Otis.
That video.
My
was
friend didn't believe me. Yo, my friend Adam Ramirez, my Halo 2 friend,
Yeah.
he didn't believe me when I told him about Otis. I sent him the video link. He's like, "This is fake. Stop." I'm like,
Serious?
I'm like,
The Otis video was crazy. That's one of the
That's
hardest
Adam.
videos of all
That was the
time.
hardest beat. Oh
You
my
know-
god.
Man.
Seriously, but yeah, that album. I mean, them touring and fucking Kanye's at least sane during this time period. At least sane to some degree, and he's performing on top of Shark Tanks.
doing Paris like 10 times in a row.
Exactly. They had
One
little
more
white,
time.
they had little white kids everywhere wearing Givenchy, trying to get some knockoff Givenchy shit. They probably kicked off the whole like
With the Rottweiler shirts.
probably kicked off the whole like Versace wave and shit.
No, for real.
You know, rappers trying to go back to that kind of
Wear
swag
high
and
end
shit.
shit. Yeah.
But it's just that album was incredible. Them performing Niggas in Paris 13 times in a row. Then they try to beat it at the next show.
Yeah.
Then they try to beat it at the next show. Like that was a crazy time. And then the Tumblr era.
Good
I
Fridays and
should just
stuff.
make that my number one. Honestly. But it's not.
I don't.
So what it-
I'm
what-
not gonna spend that much time on my number
What
one.
is your number
My
one?
number one is Take Care.
Take care.
I
Wow.
really
I respect that though.
I really think
mad
that,
at that.
that Drake
I respect
I wanted
that.
someone
did
to do it.
something. I mean, if
Right.
if Drake has a classic, and I fall under the camp of Drake doesn't have a classic, but if he had one,
Wait,
if he had one, it's Take Care.
Okay,
Take
that's
Care
bold.
Take Care is the no. I'm saying Take Care would be his classic.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of singing on it, but seriously, he did
No, I
some
agree with
incredible
that, though.
shit. He was taking
I agree with
he was
that.
taking that Drake and 40 sound, and think about how new 40 sound was at this time.
Right.
So
Word
anybody
on
watched-
roll
I think I
is
mentioned
the
that.
click
You
about
watched
the
part of
roll.
his interview, right? And he was mentioning.
Where's your mic at?
We got that.
No,
one.
he's
Oh shit! All
We can
right.
pass it, but either way, we were mentioning how we watched. He had an interview recently came out with rapper Radar, Elliot Wilson, and B Dot, and he had mentioned It was either Take Care, or it might have been Nothing Was the Same, but how 40 just made a Toronto sound.
Yeah.
And it's very cold.
Yeah.
It's very dark, and
Yes.
it's so true. And Take Care, it's just that. It's that.
Party Next Doors.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the other
There
dude's
was-
name from Canada too? The rapper Tory Lanez. Like
Yeah.
And
even like Bryson
another
Tiller
thing,
in
Bryson
a
Tiller, too.
sense. Yeah.
You guys have like that Toronto sound became the sound of music, and no one
And it hasn't
ever
stopped.
no one ever talks about it.
It has not
It,
stopped.
it has literally infected everything from rap to all. The whole reason why we even have trap R&B is because of that Toronto sound.
That trap
taking
soul
taking
fucking
these
concept
these
is that.
dark synths
and
that
Future is
were-
Pluto.
these dark synths that were
Definitely.
inspired
Yes,
by 808s,
yes.
and then submerging it in low pass filter and adding reverb and making it boomy and wavy and shit.
I will say
like,
that,
that is they're the reason why music is the way it is.
Exactly.
It bled over to pop music too.
I will
Everybody was trying to sound
Just to
like
sound
40.
controversial, without that album, there would be no Summer Walker.
Oh yeah, there'd be no Summer Walker.
I will say that.
There'd be no all of these like
Yeah.
R&B singers that are happening right now that are nice. They're fucking dope.
That slow, dark shit, not without that album, not without 40.
None of
not
them would
without that
probably
production.
exist right now.
Damn.
So
So number one. All right.
yeah, that's my take.
Care.
I
I
fuck
went
with
along,
that.
but
So
yeah.
Take Care 2 ASAPs. G, what you got?
Yeah, you guys hit a bunch of them. That year was dope. Now that I hear you guys talk about it.
Yeah, I hear your gears turning. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm about to
but
get these. I'm about to get these chips popping.
But yeah, basically I'm basing it off of what I was listening to that year. So Underneath the Pine was honorable mention.
Oh,
Laura
okay.
Umar,
Yeah.
that one was dope. But I will have to give my number one to Currency and Alchemist for Cover Clue.
Wow.
Like
Okay.
it's like
Fuck
no
yeah.
filler tracks. Just 10 tracks.
Smoke
He had
break.
Prodigy on there. He had
break.
Freddie Gibbs
Shit,
on there.
yes.
Smoke DZA. The beats were crazy.
Stupid, bro.
Alchemist beats were insane. That Scottie Pippen joint is insane.
Oh, yes.
Damn.
Yeah, the Currency was rapping.
That's what I was telling
A
you.
plus.
And I kind of thought like you were gonna go in that direction because like I remember you told me
I
how big
listen to
Currency.
it still to this day. So if we're doing this,
You know it's
decade,
crazy.
like,
I have never listened to it, but I will after
It
today.
is crazy.
how?
It is
Damn.
crazy. Currency.
I've been
Alchemist.
dead for too long. Look, there's still color in his face.
I'm telling you, man.
Ridiculous.
Damn.
samples.
That's
Yeah.
the Alchemist. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I fuck-
Crazy.
I
I'm
fuck
excited. See, I'm already getting shit that I don't know about, and I'm like, damn.
Definitely
And
check that out.
and what's cool about that is like we had some similar ones, but like we have different ones.
Yeah.
But like music is subjective, guys. There's gonna be things in here that's gonna piss you off.
And it's dope how we're kind of concise even with things
Yeah.
that we didn't.
Oh yeah. But like I know this one's gonna piss people off because
My
this is
city left. I'm ready.
this is 2012.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. This is a crazy year for me. So, honorable mentions. You had two right off the bat. Mac DeMarco 2, Rock and Roll Nightclub. Same year. That's fucking crazy. And then you had, obviously, Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick. You had fucking Grimes. You had Visions. You had Beach House Bloom. So, a lot of indie, like, stuff in the beginning. Cigarettes
I know
After
what you're
Sex.
picking.
So it got tough right here for me. So these two were tough. So I had Lana Del Rey, Born to Die. I had to put it on there. That album is just crazy, like
Yeah.
just nuts. Like if you're not, just listen to it. Trust me. Just trust me.
The beats are crazy.
Right? The
Yeah.
beats, the
I think
vocals,
he had-
everything.
She had Emil on there, which is used to produce with Cudi as well and shit.
Yeah, he did.
Damn.
Okay, I'm gonna check that.
So
out.
that album is
Crazy.
that album was pretty high up there for me. So this is gonna piss people off. My next honorable mention is Frank Ocean, Channel Orange.
I'm not pissed because I'm glad you mentioned it.
Yeah.
No, hell yeah,
I feel like
dude.
some- I feel
I
like
was
nobody
so
else is gonna
fucking
mention it.
torn, and the reason why is because this is my like
Totally missed it.
Frank album, as cliche as it is. Like people love Blonde, and we'll get into it later.
Yeah.
You know that's their album, but Channel Orange to me, just with Pink Matter alone, with the Andre 3000, done. Like
Pyramids for me. but I
that's
feel you.
Pyramids too. Oh, the
Yeah.
Switch.
Switch.
Oh my goodness,
I'm
like.
telling you, there's many reasons for
Kylie
Jimmy to
Jones.
join.
And that was hot off of
Crack
She.
Rock.
Like that was my favorite like Odd Future song. So that to me is like my heart and joy for Channel Orange. But this one just skated by just because it's probably one of my favorite albums of all time. I had to do Lonerism by Tame Impala.
I knew you were gonna
I
say that.
had to,
Fucking
guys.
bro.
I had to. Sorry, I'm like awkward
No,
with
you're
that.
good, bro.
But that album, this man introduced me to that album
Okay.
in his car in his Audi. We were driving over McDowell Mountain, and I was like, "Yo, is this Led Zeppelin? Like, who is this? Is this the Beatles?" Like, I couldn't figure it out. He's like, "No, it's Tame Impala." And I found out like there's this band from Perth, Australia, that's where Todd Rundgren is at, and they fucking
Right.
love Todd Rundgren, and like this just blew my mind. Like to this day, like this is that Tame Impala album for me. And like even in Lonerism, like you kind of hear that transition from like Inner Speaker to Currents on the B sides with Beverly Laurel. Like that's when Kevin's like, I'm gonna fuck with pop music, and he transitions you into Currents, which we'll get into later. But Lonerism, Tame Impala, my 2012 album. What about you, Jordan?
So, I was in a different mindset at 2012. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
Dang.
So my years were very different. So right, no, for real. So tier 3, I don't think anyone I know no one has this. My tier 3 is Bumpy Johnson, the Prodigy mixtape with Alchemist, produced the whole thing.
I've not heard that. But okay.
Never heard of that.
Bumpy Johnson. Oh yeah, just hella Bumpy Johnson samples. It was really hard.
Damn.
Tier 2, Dream Chasers 2, Meek Mill.
Wow.
That shit was
Okay.
hard.
Respect that though.
Is that the one with Rick Ross? It's like I forgot what it was called. That song was pretty tight though.
It's not I'm a Boss.
No.
It's after that one.
Okay.
Tier 1, it was difficult because Good Kid, Mad City.
Ooh.
That was a hard ass album for me, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't like my sound.
Mm.
It was a great album though,
Yeah.
and so this is so left, but I don't really care. ASAP Mob, Lord's Never Worried.
Wow. Damn. That shit came from left field
Dope, though.
to home plate.
I was waiting for it.
You knew it.
I
And you know
downloaded that
what?
shit illegally.
Fuck out of here.
That
I
album is
downloaded
fucking.
that shit illegally.
That project is terrible.
No, he hated it.
That project is.
Thug
That
Life.
project is
A-rap
so
music,
fucking terrible.
samples,
That is the worst piece of shit.
This man came back to get the mic. to
I
say
remember. I
Oh my
remember, yo,
gosh.
fucking. I listened to that project. I was trying to
hate
shoot when
that
I was
shit.
running. I was like,
It's
oh, these
ignorant.
niggas really
It's
can't
ignorant.
make music.
this. No, they.
Like, that's how bad
I
they
loved
are.
it. I loved it all.
I fuck with those beats, so I feel you.
And
That shit was
also,
garbage.
because I love this and I consider myself a true ASAP Mob fan, Work by ASAP Ferg, the original version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Song's better than the remix.
Nasty.
Without
Like,
Trinidad James, I fuck with Trinidad James, but
I
yeah,
hate the remix of that. I hate it.
I think fucking French Montana ruined that song for me.
Thank you. But at the same time,
I think the
even
club
though
ruined that
that's
song
the
for me.
favorite of the 2012. Out of the 10, it's number 9.
Damn.
So it's not like,
Not high. Okay.
yeah, no.
Damn. All right, that was fucking left. What about you, G?
2012.
2012.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
It's a toss up between two: Lonerism and Grimes Visions.
Wow.
Okay.
That was yeah. Okay.
Grimes Visions, it opened up a whole new world for me
Fuck.
at that time. I was already into like rock and classic rock, whatever. So Tame Impala Lonerism was a great album, loved it. But personally, Grimes Visions did something to me that Tame Impala didn't at the time. So
Yeah.
definitely Grimes Visions #1.
It impacted you the most.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it had the most plays that year for me. So
Yeah, I remember we watched that video. I think it was in the studio when you showed us Grimes, when she's all dancing at the monster truck thing.
Oblivion.
Yeah, that's tight. Okay, respect that, Jamie.
All right, so I'll start with my mentions. I'm not surprised no one said it, but I fucked with his shit and I fucked with the entire project. Schoolboy Q, Habits and Contradiction.
Wow.
That was
would
a
be
good
my
project.
mention. One of my mentions. There's a handful of songs on there that like I still listen to to this day, like throughout playlists that I can keep making. And another one is Channel Orange for sure. We did mention Lonerism. I listened to that later. I didn't listen to it at that time, but I fuck with that album. That album goes hard. Tame Impala in general goes hard. But my #1 for 2012 is Good Kid, Mad City.
Okay.
I was listening to Kendrick a lot at that time. Yeah. The Art of Peer Pressure. I'm trying to think what else was on there.
Did somebody say Domino's?
Smoking weed with you. Oh yeah, I said that earlier.
Somebody say Domino's.
I mean, Mad
Want
City.
your body.
Mad City. I remember someone I was dating at the time asked me like why I like Kendrick, and it was like I really related to what he was saying, especially on that track, because being black, you might wear red and then walk in the wrong neighborhood, and they're like, "Yo, like, what set you playing?"
Where are you from?
Yeah.
Right? Where you from?
Where's your
That's what
grandma
I'm
stay?
saying. And that's what I'm
Damn.
saying. So like, if you notice, I usually don't wear those type of colors often, like to this day, and it started well before that. But that album helped me like hear somebody say something, somebody who was from the hood. Like I just posted this on Instagram the other day. Like I moved out in first grade, luckily, but like I was in a bad neighborhood growing up. So
Damn.
hearing somebody speak that sort of perspective, Kendrick did that a lot on that album. So I fucked with that.
Nice. Okay, Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah.
Michi,
All right.
2012.
For my 2012 honorable mention, I'm gonna go with Channel Orange, by Frank Ocean. I think that project was just like one of the things kicking off the R&B renaissance.
I just recognize he's doing that.
Like,
I agree though.
no, seriously, it kicked off the R&B. Like R&B was in the fucking toilet.
Ooh.
It was awful. For the past couple of years, and then you see, Frank Ocean, he releases Channel Orange, and he also comes out as bisexual, and it's
They need to
like,
bring this accent back.
he
in
made
2015.
it just cool to be an R&B singer and to be yourself again, and it's probably the reason why we have so many of these microwave R&B acts now.
Microwave
to,
R&B.
copy him, or copy Drake,
Get hot quick.
like Party Next Door. But I think that album was so incredible and monumental. And then, so for my #1, I'm going to have to go with Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. I think that,
Hey,
Yes.
fuck with that though.
yes, that project is incredible. I mean, we live in an era now where we don't get hip hop classics that often. Like artists are not shooting for classics; they're shooting to do a project that will get them streams and get them STDs. That's like basically what they do. They want to get streams, STDs. They want to buy some ice. They want to live fast, die young, and end up in jail or whatever.
Damn.
But yes, this project, it was a classic. Like the second we heard it, it was a classic. Like a year later, like, oh yeah, that project he dropped, that is a classic project. that is what going forward is, and most rappers nowadays you don't do. And I just think it's fucked up. Like I miss the days when like rappers were like, yes, my first project is gonna be a fucking classic. And I'm shooting for this. And even if they try and they fail, they at least tried. And Kendrick, that's what he did. He tried. He gave us a classic project.
Mm-hmm. He
And
more than tried, executed.
I mean, it's incredible, and it kicked
Yeah.
off the run of allowing real hip hop
Yeah.
to be back on the radio
Def-
and to prosper, and for real hip hop artists to be at the top of the game. He opened that door.
Yeah.
You know, now you have artists of substance. You have a J. Cole. J. Cole would not have worked without Kendrick.
Well, the camera's rolling earlier.
Of course.
So, anyways,
We'll see.
that's it. I talk a lot. Check out my podcast is coming soon.
All
Get
right.
ready.
Sounding like a North London, Theophilus London, you know.
Yeah.
But moving to 2013, this year was crazy for me.
I hear that.
There was just like all over the board. Like I'm only gonna mention like three. So one for me was Pusha T. My Name Is My Name.
Yuck.
The rap side, there was like some good rap albums there, but that was the one that stuck out to me. Like that was like, yeah, that's when I started really getting into Pusha, like listening to his mixtapes, like Night in Vegas, I think it was, that kind of stuff. So that's when I started listening to Pusha. I would say from, I mean, definitely Yeezus. That's my next honorable mention. I mean, that's like one of my top favorite Kanye albums of all time. So I, watched the Kanye episode and read more about that. But honestly, it came down to, I mean, one of my probably top 3 groups of all time is Daft Punk. I had to go with Random Access Memories.
Man.
Just like,
I bought that.
like if you're a Daft, I mean, it's cliche to say, but like if you're a true Daft Punk fan, this was completely different from Homework, from Discovery, all of that. It was like to me, like it wasn't what I expected house music wise, but I loved it. It was like their spin on funk, their spin on like the whole disco era, the electronic funk era. I mean, you had Nile Rodgers on there, like help cooking, producing it. Guys like Giorgio Moroder, like, come on, like. And then you got the features like Julian Casablancas from The Strokes.
You got you got 2 incredible Pharrell records.
Pharrell and Panda
2
Bear, yeah.
incredible Pharrell records.
And that album, like, I was just like, it was just beautiful. Like, it's just from start to finish. I mean, if you just enjoy music, you love that album for what it is. It's just beautiful. That's what it is. So I had to go with number 1, Random Access Memories. Jordan?
So, there were 4 that stuck out for me, and it was so difficult that I had to listen to all of them, kind of, go through all of them, honestly, and this is the order that I listened. I did Nothing Was the Same. I listened to Magna, listened to Yeezus, and then listened to Wolf. I did in that order, and it was those 4 that I was juggling through.
Oh
And
man,
so,
Wolf was good too.
Tier 3 is Wolf. I love Wolf, but but I loved it.
48.
And Awkward was one of the hardest songs. I was like, oh shit,
Awkward,
forgot about
dope.
this.
Tyler
Yeah.
Showed
And then
live,
actually
bro.
Cowboy, I was like, yo, I forgot about Cowboy, and that was hard.
If you like Igor, go back and listen to some
Tier
of Wolf.
2 is 2 of them. Nothing Was the Same. Honestly, I wanted this to be my favorite personally because I love 305 in My City. He just talking about,
That's a good project.
the life and how frustrating it is. I get it. Anyways,
Dude, I just think of just like big ass like
I know.
IG chicks in Miami.
I know.
That's all I think about when I hear like this is what that record is for. One thing I love about Drake music is that like when you hear a project on his album, like you know exactly what it's for. You know exactly what it's
bro.
supposed to be depicting, but you know exactly where this song's supposed to take place.
Literally.
Miss Me, standing on couches, popping bottles and shit. Fancy, that's for girls, dressing up to go out at the club that night.
No, literally.
Yeah, but yeah.
Number 2, it was tough.
I'm gonna
but-
hate this shit. Watch.
You know what?
You about to say you about to say some wild shit.
You know what? I'm gonna just skip it because
Jordan's,
I need to say who
Jordan's
my favorite
getting
one is.
kicked. Nah.
I'm saying who my favorite. I'm not gonna say the tier
Nah.
2. My favorite one. And this is literally because.
Nah. Come on, man. Say what you were gonna say. Say it with your chest,
Skip
man.
it. Skip it.
I'm
So,
kicking you. You about
When
to.
I
I don't
heard
think there's much left, bro.
New Slaves, and I listened to the last minute 30 that I completely forgot about. I don't know how I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Oh.
That last minute 30, I didn't care about anything else. That's the best album of the year. I'm sorry, I didn't care
Oh,
about
yeah.
anything else. I didn't have to listen to anything else.
I
It
can
didn't
like
matter.
hear it in my head right now.
Magna
I feel
Loki
you.
had more songs that I liked, but the quality of Yeezus is stupid. It's just stupid. On site, ridiculous. For some reason, I like Hold My Liquor even more now.
Oh yeah.
Don't know
yeah.
why.
Oh my. Man.
Like
That
Chief
song.
Keef killed it,
That song.
but literally New Slaves, the last minute 30.
Chief Keef killed it, but Kanye murdered
It switches up, yeah. When it switches up, and
mean,
it's
same
just
shit, but
like
still
crazy
sounds
auto tune, crazy like Irish guitar, whatever. It was ridiculous.
Daft Punk was on the album. That's crazy.
All over it too.
That's
like,
true. So yeah, 2013 Yeezus is my favorite. That's the 5th out of all 10.
Wow.
So Twisted Fantasy's better.
Jesus.
Live Long ASAP's better. But I'm
All
sorry.
right.
I know.
I didn't keep track of those, but I have my album of the decade. So.
Right. I know. I'm sorry.
G, what you got?
I feel like 2013 belonged to Odd Future. And I
Wow.
have two albums,
Okay.
that I'm gonna put as
I
my
think-
number one. It's Doris by Earl and Wolf by Tyler.
Oh man, that cover
I had
scared
to-
the shit out of me, man.
Yeah.
Or Wolf. The Wolf one, hey, Inhaler
what's
Gang.
the one? The red hair.
Yo.
The red hair and the face is twisted.
That's Earl.
Oh yeah, Earl.
That's
okay.
from
Earl,
2010.
never mind.
Inhaler Gang.
Doris was good though. Didn't he have a
Doris
RZA? He had a RZA song.
Yeah,
on that
there
one.
was a
Yeah,
song on
Doris
there,
was good as
yeah.
fuck.
He had every song on Doris. I feel was he had Mac
Goes
Miller on it.
Hard.
They have Guild.
Chum.
Guild.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chum.
Jordan geeking that.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Song with Tyler Woe.
Yeah. Oh my
Crazy.
Mm.
And Wolf,
No,
I think
no,
it's
no.
just
Whoa.
yeah.
I feel you with Wolf.
You were talking about awkward and Cowboy, and then he did songs like Party Isn't Over and Tree
Can't
Home
lie.
95, Erica
telling
Badu
you.
and stuff. I feel like
That was when I first started dabbling into Tyler.
That whole year,
Yeah.
I think,
I'ma get into
belonged to
that.
them. So
Wow.
that's definitely.
I respect
That
that.
whole
But
that Odd Future movement.
I
was
do.
fucking crazy.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to mention 2012 one album, and
I think you know what you're gonna say.
Wizard.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Dr. Genius and Kid Cudi. They did
Yes.
the whole
Oh,
rock
man.
album thing.
Yeah.
I didn't mention that
2012.
either. And was
That
one
vinyl is going for $275 right now. If you own the vinyl, it's like $275. But that album was big for me in 2012. Honorable mention for
Hey,
that. But
come to me,
2013,
Jane.
Wow.
Odd Future, Doris, and Wolf. For me.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Damn. All right. Jamie.
All right, so let's start with my mentions first. I'm not surprised no one said this, but like, so 2013, we mentioned this in my episode. This was around the start of a lot of my problems. So, this year comes out. I mean, it sticks out heavy, and I remember exactly what
Yeah.
I was listening to, what I was going through. So my first honorable mention is going to be "Overgrown" by James Blake.
Okay.
That's a good list.
Yeah, a lot of that I still listen to this day.
Shout out to James Blake.
Yeah, I've been listening to him since.
I just started again. Yeah.
What is that project? Whatever Limit to Your Love is on.
Okay.
I've been listening to him since around then. But yeah, Overgrown really stuck out. And there's some other ones I'm gonna have to mention too, more recent, and then
Yeah.
some other years. He said Doris. Doris was on the top of my list for like 5 of them.
Wow.
I mentioned it to Snuff at the dance party.
Okay.
It was on the top. It was my number one at that point.
Wow.
It's changed since, and I gotta mention Long Live ASAP as well. Level. There was just so much on that I
Wow.
fuck with. There was a lot of Clams Casino on that still, and yeah.
Wait, was that was last year, right? Was that last year?
What?
ASAP Rocky? Was that 2013 or?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm like, whatever, man.
Not Live Love
I can fight.
ASAP. Long Live ASAP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He did that for
I always get him
first
confused.
3. Yeah, no, I feel
His hands
it.
are bisexual.
I'm kidding.
I'm joking. Nah.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what's going on.
Back to the list, and then so because, like I said, because that year was just so personal, I unfortunately have to pick two. Like I was saying,
Yeah.
I have like a top 12 in this case. I had a top 15 at one point.
So the first two.
Right?
Got the first one.
My first one has to go to Wolf.
Okay.
That album, like you were saying, a lot of I was trying to interject. If you like Igor, go back and listen to a lot of early Tyler.
You
Rush.
remind me of my Beamer.
But listen to
lot
Wolf
of
because there's so much of the Igor sound on that. Tree Home is a perfect example of that.
He stepped up his production so much.
Yeah. And I had a kid that I work with actually buy the album for me. I think it was for my birthday. I can't remember if he just did it on a whim or if it was before my birthday. But shouts out to Mark Murphy. Yeah.
And the
And
other
then
one.
my other one would be watching movies with the sound off by Mac
Ooh,
Miller.
okay. I had that in my honorables, but I didn't mention
Yeah.
it. My bad.
It's that album like touched me personally. Objects in the Mirror, like when I first heard it, and sometimes to this day.
Is that Red Dot music too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, that's
With
on
Action
there.
Bronson.
He has a feature with Jay Electronica as well. Suplexes and duplexes. I fuck with that shit.
It was Cheesy Mac with the cheesy raps.
But Objects in the Mirror, like
a good
just
album.
you know Mac's story in general. That song will hit me to this day. Might bring a tear to my eye. But just what I've been through,
Yeah.
you know, it. I don't want to say it hurts, but just it'll make me reflect. And it's like, damn, like I've come a long fucking way.
Music does that to us, man.
Right.
That's why I like it that you guys did your favorites. Cause
Yeah.
I mean, when I say top, I mean like top for us.
My
So
first
I
list was
appreciate
that
you
album, it
guys
was
bringing your
different.
personal experience. Cause there's albums in here that I have never even heard about, and I'm like, damn, I want to go
Right.
like that Currency one. I'm like, damn, I want to go check that out.
Oh,
You know?
Love it.
And there's albums that like mentioned. I was like, damn, I gotta listen to that. So I appreciate
Yeah.
that. But moving on to Michi.
All right. So,
come on, man.
Come on.
There's a couple projects I'd like to name. Drake's Nothing Was the Same. It was really just more of the same, more of that same Drake sound, except
For real.
not as successful. I still really enjoy the project, and it's still a lot to love on it. Still a lot to love on that project, but that's one of my honorable mentions. I listened to that album a ton. Yeezus. Oh my gosh. Kanye was really beginning to become a nutcase. Like an actual nutcase during the Yeezus era. But he still gave us a solid fucking effort. Even if it wasn't the album that we wanted. It was the album that we got and we were stuck with. And here it is. We have to absorb this, and it's
Give
this
us what we
stark,
need.
just this stark, bleak, incredible album with Daft Punk and Rick Rubin producing, and Travis Scott and Arca, and just what a great album!
Very
it
little
was.
features too.
You
You
know.
only had what, Chief Keef and
No, he had quite a few features.
did you? Did he? I'm trying to think.
But
It's like those incognito.
just that album
Yeah.
is just so different. and
Because
so
even
dark.
Cuddy was very minor, right?
It's like,
Yeah.
if
you
you're
love me
not paying
so
attention,
much-
you
Yeah, and that.
Yeah,
But yeah, okay.
that album is still. I think Yeezus is a classic.
Oh yeah.
I honestly think Yeezus is a
I
classic
agree,
Kanye
honestly.
album.
Oh, yeah.
I truly do. Next
That was the
honorable
last great
mention-
Kanye album for me.
Yeah, next honorable mention is gonna be J. Paul.
I knew you were gonna go
J.
there.
Paul.
Okay.
The it's now titled
Jasmine,
Bait
I'll come
Ones.
back to you.
But it's
Don't
when it
fuck
dropped
with
in
me,
2013
don't
of April. That project, I remember
She.
fucking trying to bum off my neighbor's Wi-Fi in my fucking Mitsubishi Galant,
My-
trying to download that fucking project because I knew that project was pretty much leaked illegally. It was
Yeah.
unmixed, unmastered, nothing was tilted, and he
Yeah.
was super fucking pissed to the point where he basically quit music until like
Yeah.
a couple months ago. It seemed like
yeah.
If you haven't heard
didn't
his
didn't
recent
put out
single,
anything.
It goes hard.
But just
Yeah.
that project, I think it. So many artists took from him. I know he
Yeah.
did some ghost production as well, but so many artists took from him.
Drake
So
literally
many
stole that whole
stories
fucking
are-
song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Dreams
mean-
Money Can Buy.
BTFU was also on that project, which ended up becoming
Yeah.
Dreams Money Can Buy.
It kind of reminds me of like with Yeezus, you had Hubmo. I mean, Hubmo was Yeezus.
Yep.
Like that shit was crazy. Like that J. Paul was like the Hubmo for Drake. I look at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
J. Paul, like that project, I really think.
Shout out to
he's one
Hubmo
of the-
though too.
Every once in a while, we come across an artist where they drop something, a project or a song, and we listen to them, and it's like, okay, this is some of the best shit that music has to offer, and that is that J. Paul project. Another time I felt like that is Jay Electronica, who only released a couple songs, you know. But so that's another honorable mention. But my number one for 2013, Childish Gambino,
Wow.
because the internet. Is a
Wow.
fucking
Okay.
incredible project. Childish Gambino. It's rare that we get true progression from an artist.
Yeah.
You know, most artists kind of stay stagnant. They cater to their core. They're trying to get some streams. They're trying to get their dick wet. But Childish Gambino fucking sucked dick. He's horrible. Childish Gambino.
Camp.
Donald Glover. I'm talking about before camp. I'm talking about I Am Not a Rapper. I'm talking about Cul-de-sac. He was whack as fuck.
I wanted you to know.
His
that
beats
I-
was corny.
Looking
Freaks
back.
and Geeks was corny as fuck. He was still kind of an actor, but he stuck with it. He stuck with it, and from there we
Because
got
he didn't have the
camp.
facial hair.
Yeah, from there we got camp. From there we got royalty. From there, after
3005.
royalty, we got fucking because the internet. And this project is this fucking.
Hold up. I
it
can see
literally
that. I can
was
see
the
that.
Internet. It
Yeah,
was
no,
an
for real.
acid trip. He's
Yeah.
taking all these different things that are part of the culture, and he's taking them and he's turning them into sound. And this is what they sound like.
And
I'm gonna sample World Star Hip Hop. I'm gonna fucking capture some of the energy of the Tumblr generation. You know, your
Yeah.
favorite pictures on your Tumblr page that are all color coded or representations of you, and taking that and like, okay, I'm gonna put this on the album too.
Yeah.
You know, and
Hell
the
yeah.
theme of the album too. So just that's my number one.
I can respect that, especially because I have a moment like that coming up, later on, that I feel like, to me, that was their transition to like the next level for me.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I kind of messed with them, but like that was nope, that's it. Package, seal it, send it.
I think because the internet also might be a classic too.
It's good.
There's not, like I said, there's not a lot of modern day classics.
No, yeah.
We
yeah.
need to have an episode on that too.
Yeah, we do. But when we're moving on to 2014, guys. So, I got a pretty hefty list here too as well. But I had to go with a couple of them. So, for my hip hop heads, this is because of Jimmy Two Joints. I had to go with Freddie Gibbs and Alchemist Piano Beats. That just that Lake. Did Jimmy play Lakers at the
Lakers is the shit.
at the show? You know.
Yes.
At least it's not ASAP Mob. That's how
I had to put these next couple albums, indie rock, that heavy indie rock year. So I had Ariel Pink, Pom Pom, Mac DeMarco, Salad Days, The Buttertones, their self-titled albums. Yes. Chicano Batman, Cycles of Existential Rhymes.
yes.
Fucking love that album.
Dude.
Chromeo, White Women.
Chromeo.
Theophilus, London Vibes.
Oh, that album had that Kanye Can't Stop.
Yeah.
Damn.
And that's the song that introduced me to Blood Orange, which is that Devontae
Oh, yeah.
Hines, Figure It Out. We listened to that on the way to Rocky Point.
Yeah.
So I just had to shout those out real quick because I wanted to make this quick. But to me, 2014 had to go to Pimp a Butterfly. To Pimp a Butterfly, to me,
That was 2015.
no, it's only 14.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. Dang, we can need a fact check. Fact check.
I thought
Somebody.
it was 2015.
I
I'm-
had it on 2015 too.
Not gonna lie.
I thought it was 2014.
Project
To Pimp a Butterfly.
Remember Butterfly.
I think a lot of the
2015.
singles came out in 2014.
Yeah, it's
I
20,
wish it was.
It's 2015.
Wow.
came out
I
in
fucked up, guys.
That I single came out.
I
in
love
2014.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was
Wow.
like 2014.
Okay. All right.
Is
Damn.
that gonna mess up your list?
No, it's not gonna mess it up because honestly, this one I had to give it to Mac DeMarco. Salad Days was my next one, and the reason why is because that was my start, my late start to indie music. Besides Tim Impala, like that was the start. Like to me, it was Tim Impala, Lunarism, and then Mac DeMarco. Salad Days was my introduction to like want to go backwards. Listen to Toro y Moi. As you heard, I had Underneath the Pine before this, right? I had to go back, and that's what got me excited. Like, there's a whole world of indie music. J. Paul's, the Ariel Pinks, the Grimes. That's what kicked it off for me. Like, what is indie music? I always heard about it. I never looked into it till Mac DeMarco Salad Days, and I fucked up. I'm sorry. I gotta check my resources next, but we'll get into 2015. But Mac DeMarco Salad Days 2014. Jordan.
So I have the second I hear something, I will play the heck out of it until it's done. Right. So 2013 was such a good year for me that Magna Carta, Nothing Was the Same, Wolf, Yeezus. I was on that so much that I didn't really check much of 2014. So I had to research hard.
Okay.
Same.
Like I had to like,
Same.
I didn't want to like be specific to like ruin my topic. So I asked Jamie like a lot of times like, hey, like 2010, 2012, 2014, like throw some things out, just like help me out, cause like that year was like honestly trash for me. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. But I did some research. Party Next Door 2. That's some good songs
P&D.
on there. That's a tier 2. Mastermind Ross. That wasn't really that good, but it was on there. It was alright.
Devil Is a Lie on that.
Shit, I don't even remember.
Oh wow.
I had to
Fuck
put
with
something
that.
on
Is
there.
that the one with Jay-Z too on it too?
But,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna be quick because honestly, this was not a good year for me.
Yeah, that's
that was
good.
the worst personally. So number 10 out of all of them, Freddie Gibbs, Madlib, Pinata. It's my favorite album.
Yeah.
I actually bought it because I love Deeper so much. Yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
That's
And
tight.
I'm so happy that Madlib made my list. Honestly, I felt bad 'cause he's like my favorite producer ever. So.
Hey
I
man.
fucked up on my 2010 because Beat Conductor in Africa. I
Loop
bought
Ooh,
that.
yeah.
I bought that. So
Loop Dicker. Sorry.
yeah.
But yeah, so
All right.
Freddie Gibbs, Madlib, Pinata, 10 out of all of them.
2014.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. G.
Yeah, 2014 was pretty bad. Rap music wasn't a lot of shit coming out that year for me. But
Oh, yeah.
Freddie Gibbs, Madlib, that album was dope.
Mhm.
But I will give it to Mac DeMarco, Salad Days as well.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that album kind of just launched them into superstardom
Yeah.
with My Kind of Woman and Chamber of Reflection,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Yeah, Mac
Damn.
DeMarco, Salad Days, easy.
Easy. Damn. Jamie.
I only have a couple mentions, and then I have my one I want to definitely mention is Isaiah Rashad Sylvia demo.
Oh shit, that's the one I had right there.
Collabo
I was like, I
demo,
forgot.
collabo demo.
Okay.
Collabo demo.
I-
I've always said Sylvia.
I thought it was
Either
Sylvia demo.
Either way, I fuck with that
Yeah,
to this
it's right
day.
there, look.
R.I.P. Kevin Miller. That like I bump that
Damn.
almost daily to this day. A lot of that album kind of influenced production that I'm still trying to do myself. Like, he's from Tennessee, I want to say Chattanooga.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Chat-town.
says it all the time.
Chat-town.
But so it's the South. They got a little slower vibe. Yeah. Plus he's what is it? West Savannah, I believe. That song, just the lyrics of that. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's with SZA. And one part I do remember. Love kept us from debating suicide, something like that. But like
Damn.
again, I was going through some shit. 2013, 2014. That album touched me, and so for my number one, Faces, Mac Miller. If I been saying a lot, like if you listen to that album, like that man was like literally asking for help on multiple projects, and that one in particular, he was doing it a lot.
Wow.
And personally, I was abusing shit at that time myself. So like, I think I was telling Snuff at the dance party, like I did Molly to a couple songs on that, like at night, just I would pop a few, like
Wow.
listening to shit while he's saying, I believe it's called Funeral. This music goes with my funeral. Like that's not a happy subject matter, and I'm popping Molly to that. So like
Damn.
that album just it on a personal level, it sticks out, and then it's great production. I believe it's all him. Larry Fisherman, that's one of his alter egos. Yeah, the way he samples on that is insane. It opens with him saying he did it all without a Drake feature, and it's true.
Fuck.
Did
Shots
it
fired.
all to the end without a Drake feature. So, yeah. One I do want to shout out as well, Mac DeMarco as well. Salad Days.
Nice.
Fuck yeah, Chamber of Reflection. If you don't know the concept of that, look into it.
It's like a Japanese Asian song, right? Or Asian song, my bad.
Even on that, just look at yourself in the mirror and reflect. Yeah.
Crazy. All right, Michi.
All
Off
right.
2014.
Let's see here.
Right, it's a lot of trash. You gotta like,
There's a lot.
you gotta
man.
pull up like what actually came out.
Okay. So I'm gonna hit this
Because
switch.
like you know what you were listening to, but like damn,
Right.
I should have shouted out Pinata too. Because fuck yeah.
Okay. I got this.
Deeper is nuts.
All right. So,
Man.
honorable mention for 2014, Mac DeMarco, Salad Days.
Ooh,
Yes.
okay.
Love that project. That's a great fucking project.
Yeah.
I mean so many fucking clones.
Oh yeah.
So many clones. This guy has like a lot of these fucking indie artists that play guitar and are kind of like nerdy and white and shit. Like
A little dirty looking.
yeah,
Just a
you
slightly.
know, some like Dirty Vans type vibe and
Did he
shit.
take a shower?
Yeah, like they're all Mac DeMarco sons for real.
Yeah.
You know, and like he kicked off a whole fucking genre. He's
Yeah.
another one of those guys that released something and completely changed where he was in and created a brand new lane for other artists to come in.
It was, yeah. I'm telling you, that's what pushed me back to indie music. So that was your honorable mention.
That was my honorable mention. Did I have another honorable mention for 2014?
Right.
There's oh yeah, Pinata,
Okay.
Madlib Pinata.
Like I feel fucked up
I
not
love that
mentioning
project.
but
I mean,
exactly.
Freddie Gibbs, he was rapping. Madlibs was on his bullshit, really bringing some heat. Really digging in there with them samples. And this great project too. Collava demo,
I like that.
Isaiah Rashad. I must have played Heavenly Father like 1,000 times.
Yes.
Seriously, I
Isaiah
played it.
Rashad.
That
I
sample, man.
Shout out
played
TDE.
Heavenly Father so many times, man. So shout out to Isaiah Rashad. For my 2014 top one, because this was like a weird year for me. Like I felt like I listened to a lot of music and I discovered so much, but there wasn't anything I was super crazy about,
Yeah, nothing stuck like that.
But I can name one thing that I did play a lot, and that was "Goddess" by Banks.
Wow.
Damn, okay.
Yeah,
Is that when he's like, and I fuck with myself more than anybody else?
I
No?
think she has a song like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But Goddess by Banks is just an incredible project. You had this hip LA girl coming out of UCLA
Making some
this
crazy R&B,
music
yeah.
That was, I mean, just so it had that Toronto sound, but so much more. It felt like a heavy
Dark shit.
weed trip. It was dark, but it was beautiful, super musical. So I definitely have to go with Goddess Banks.
Wow. I can respect that. Hell yeah. All right. What a
It
way.
was a really weird year though.
No, yeah. I'm telling you, indie. I think indie music, I mean, we had 4 mentions, Mac. And that was kind of like our dip into indie music. I don't know. For me, it was. So it sounds like we're on the same page.
Also,
there.
shout out to Fantagram's Voices.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
2015. So this year, so if you guys saw my video on my story, this is like the longest year. There's so many albums this came out this year. And like, I guess I got to narrow it down because we'd be here all night. On the rap side, 2 of them. I got to go with At Long Last. Wait, was that Long Last ASAP last year too? Fuck. Did I fuck up here? Am I right? Okay.
Yeah, you are.
So At Long Last ASAP for me and Cherry Bomb by Tyler, the Creator. 2 honorable mentions.
That's ASAP's second album, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And the instrumental version, I love it even better. Like, yeah, like Tyler said that like the album was so unappreciated that he put out the fucking instrumental and it made it even a million times better for me. This is like my introduction to Tyler to go back. And so yeah, that was on the rap front for me. Obviously there's like a couple other ones.
Fucking year. 2015 is insane. Like,
I don't even know where to go next. Like you got to shout out 1975. I Like It When You Sleep. Fucking Pawn, Man It Feels Like Space Again. That's my favorite Pawn album of all time. Dory Moi, What For, Caliucci's Por Vida.
oh man.
Por Vida, yeah.
Bro, yes.
And
Shit.
fuck, I mean, you got so many. You got Young Thug, Barter 6, D'Angelo, Black Messiah.
How did I forget this?
I guess the only other one that I would mention is obviously Travis Scott, Rodeo.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy
I
for me.
forgot this somehow.
Oh,
Like,
well,
what?
that's my number 1 album, Tame Impala Currents.
What the fuck?
Come on. So that, I mean, I feel like it's a lot, like everybody's introduction to Tame Impala, but that album to me was like, you know, because I started off with Lonerism.
Yeah.
So like I was already used to like, I was like, oh, it's Led Zeppelin-ish, it's psychedelic rock, but then he teased us with the B-sides, and I was like, what's Beverly Laurel about? Like, what's that? Dun, 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 dun. And that was like his like teaser to what was Currents. And Currents, you got this whole, he's like, I'm just going to fuck around with this idea of like pop music and just experiment with it. And he thought it was a joke, and he's like, but it actually sounds good. Like he was just joking about it. And he's like, you know, that's when he came out with songs, The Lesser Now, The Better. I mean, melodic, just crazy, like deep, hard hitting shit. Like eventually, every single song on that album is just like you can't skip through it. I don't care who you are.
That project's a classic.
And
Hands down.
like the production value, the impact.
Birthed a lot of songs too.
I mean, that inspired artists is like, I mean, fucking Travis Scott, you know, and people like that, like Kevin was on there, and like people look up to him, you know, and that's just, yeah. Tame Impala, Currents, 2015. That's all I can say, Jordan.
I fuck with it though.
So, tier 3, Earl. I don't like shit.
Ooh, Earl, okay.
Yeah.
Damn. I forgot about that one. Fuck.
Hey,
I forget what song it was, but oh my gosh.
was it Grief?
Yeah, thank you. See,
Was
Grief.
it Grief?
It's probably one of the darkest songs.
Oh my
But
God.
like that's probably one of the hardest songs ever to me. Like it's just the epitome of just Earl just trying to be just like the
Just
worst
in the
villain of
background.
all time. Just so antisocial. Doesn't
Yeah.
want you to like his music, but I'm gonna post it, so fuck it. I love it. Tier 2, To Pimp a Butterfly. I loved it.
I forgot
but,
about that one too. Damn it.
Cherry Bomb, also tier 2. That was great. Find Your Wings, my cut. As well as Two Seater. But
Two-seater.
honestly,
2-seater.
it was fucking wild. But Blow My Low is probably the hardest song in my opinion. Be straight up. That shit was hard as fuck.
Fucking young.
Fucking Youngs though.
That one too.
Yeah, got Caliucci.
It was just
That
Yellow
video.
didn't make
just
the album,
raw
did
and
it?
ridiculous.
Yellow
and
with
the beat.
Caliuchis, that didn't make the album, did it?
No,
But I
don't
fuck with
think
that song because it was in the Cherry Bomb like era.
But my number one for 2015, it's crazy because the best song in this album, he's not even on it. But I don't care. Drake, if you're reading this now, it's too late.
Oh,
Wednesday night
wow.
interlude is ridiculous.
Yo,
Damn.
play
So-
that anytime at night.
Bro, Wednesday night interlude with Party Next
Fuck,
Door.
how did I forget? I knew I have it in my honorables, but yeah.
Bro,
On the top on one of my
Madonna
lists. Yes.
is amazing. Company.
Madonna is probably one of the best Drake
Man.
songs.
No Telling.
Ain't no time.
Forget what it's
Fucking
called.
up on the club on the
Right.
Tuesday.
Right.
Six guys.
But yeah, honestly, Wednesday night interlude is the reason why.
He had Travis on the album too, right? On
Company.
Company.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was
that
too,
shit
or
was
just
so hard.
Oh, Jungle. Oh my.
Oof.
Yep, thank you.
Used
Used to
to.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne actually
what-
had
okay.
that on his mixtape in 2014. But he used it
That
for
Star
his
6 7 or was a Six
mixtape.
God that he sampled Donkey Kong on. That that's a Donkey Kong sample.
Yeah.
Donkey
Yeah,
Kong
yeah,
Country.
yeah.
That's crazy.
So yeah, Drake.
40. Shout out to 40.
Out of all the 10, that was number 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So Drake,
Uh-huh.
if you're reading this, it's too
Yeah.
late.
I fuck with
I'm
that,
happy he's
though.
on there. I'm happy.
All right.
I
I
fuck
fuck
with
with
Drake.
that though.
I respect that. G, 2015.
2015, I'm gonna go with honorable mentions. Travis Scott Rodeo.
Okay.
That was crazy. His first studio album. I think he really cemented himself with that one, and he hasn't done anything close to it since.
Damn.
So I feel like it was that special.
Dang.
Travis, he hasn't put out anything crazy.
Dude.
Birds in the Trap didn't do much for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
Astro World was kind of mid.
Ooh. Okay.
A lot of people
Hey, wait. We'll get into that. We'll get
like
into
a
that.
couple
We'll save it
songs.
for later.
But I think Rodeo was a classic. I think Rodeo was a classic.
I legit think he might be a classic. Like, Rodeo's a classic. I'm not arguing.
Yeah.
All right. All right. We'll get to you.
Yeah,
Alright.
and then that was honorable mention. And then Cherry Bomb, another honorable
Wow.
mention for me.
Okay.
Okaga CA, the last song, is one of the best songs in the last 20 years, I feel.
Damn.
Okay.
Oh.
Blow My Load is insane. All the
Jordan's over there. Yeah.
but as a whole album, I'm gonna have to give my number one to Tame Impala.
Wow. Okay.
Right.
So I'll start. I feel fucked up because I forgot that came out that year. So that's gonna be my first honorable mention. Is Tame Impala Currents. I was playing that at work one day, just off my phone, and kids were like, "What is that?" Tame Impala. Like,
Damn.
check this out if you've never heard them. But Another one I need to shout out for 2015. I don't like shit. I don't go outside. I told Snuff at the time. So what was that? 2 weeks ago, if not last week.
Yeah.
That was my number one at the time.
Wow.
Just going back and thinking made me change it. Especially like this one might surprise you if you didn't know his real name, or I saw his on one of your lists or for one of the years, so it might not surprise you. Another one I have to mention is if you're reading this, it's too late. That was
Yeah.
also one that was number one for the first few lists that I made. Almost every song on that I fuck with heavy. Madonna is my favorite off that. Star 6-7 goes hard. Six God I believe is on there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That goes hard.
Know yourself.
Know yourself. Oh my God.
Look at this hat.
First of all, knowing yourself is key.
Keep the
And
hat.
he's always known himself.
Well, my
I
woes.
will give him that. Yes. You see the hat. Like I said, it was number one at one point. But my number one for 2015. Oh, I need to give a shout out to Yes Lord by No Worries. Anderson. That was my introduction to Anderson. When did that song Drugs come out?
Oh,
Especially
oh
the
yeah,
remix.
Droogs.
2015.
Drugs,
I
yes.
think it
The
was.
remix.
Yeah,
I can't
the
remember
slow down
the-
version.
Yes. That was my introduction, but Yes Lord
She don't even
was
find-
probably my introduction to knowledge without knowing that I knew who he was before. 'Cause I
Yeah.
knew his production, not knowing it. But
I just thought of him as the quiet guy on Ancient Aliens.
hey, I bumped into that too. Also, I need to shout out to Pimp a Butterfly because that was also my number one for a very long time. Only
So-
reason why I didn't make it is because again I went back and started listening to things. My number one is going to be A New Place to Drown by Archie Marshall, aka King Cruel.
Wow, King
Boys.
Cool.
There's a sound. Just listen to that playlist
Wow,
on,
did I have him on?
Spotify. I think it's dope.
Oh, I have him later.
Marshall, King Cruel. I fuck with his sound in general. That's why I was
Yeah,
saying you might wanna
fuck
bring that
yeah.
accent back.
I fuck with King Cool. I'll be careful.
That
with him.
sound, I believe Tyler the Creator put me onto him because he mentioned him, or I think they had a picture together as well. And yeah, King Cruel, Archie Marshall,
Damn.
New Place to Drown. I fuck with that album.
I think I
Heavy.
learned because of his studio, the old studio here, when we had the brown couch. I think Moses played it.
Okay.
Tight.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably heard it from me.
Probably. Yo, Meech closing out 2015, sir.
Okay, 2015. This is a really this is a good year. It's a good year for music.
It really was.
Honorable mention is gonna be Drake if you're reading this. I just think if there's any other project that could also be considered a classic, it's that for Drake. And I think that project just featured his best rapping to date. Now, unfortunately, the Quentin Miller whole thing, the Quentin Miller ghostwriting scam, kind of came out of that, and that also led to the the beef with Meek Mill and
Yeah.
back to back. But it led to some really iconic moments in hip hop culture. So, yeah, I'll definitely name if you're reading this. Also, when did Trap Soul come out by Bryson Tiller?
That same year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had him in honorable, but I
Bryson
didn't talk about
Tiller,
him.
Trap Soul, a lot of sons, a lot of sons, a lot of R&B artists nowadays are copying him. They're copying Bryson Tiller. They're trying to do the best impression of him. He managed to take that kind of Toronto sound and taking these trap drums and putting it together. And every fucking college girl, every high school kid, everyone's playing his music. And it was, I think, it's the best thing that the SoundCloud ever had to offer.
I remember listening
The
to that album
SoundCloud
at
just
Kehlani's
started to
house.
pop around that time.
Whatever they were saying.
So definitely, I'll put that as an honorable mention.
Shout out to the Kehlani crew. Sing my-
And then also Tame Impala, Currents. Love that project. Great fucking project. That project is a classic.
We were listening to eventually before this.
You know, that just the less I know, the better. You know, Rihanna covered that song for a reason. It was that fire.
No, it was
It was
new
Rihanna.
person.
Oh yeah, new
100%
person.
same.
All
Yeah,
mistakes.
yeah. New person. New person, new mistakes or old mistakes or something like that.
Same old mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah, that project, that song is insane. That project is insane.
It
But
is.
for my number 2015 to top it off, I'm gonna go with To Pimp a Butterfly.
Cool.
You know,
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
I love
that.
I
Yeah.
love that project. That project is Kendrick 2 for 2. Like the second you heard it,
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, this is a classic too. This Kendrick guy is really good at making music.
Damn.
So
Did you hear he spent 6 months trying to make All Right? like get it right.
Yeah.
Damn.
What's
Yeah.
funny to me is how many people didn't like that album at the time. At least.
I didn't fuck with it. You know why? Because it was I didn't feel he should have opened it with I. I mean, it was a happy
with
song,
that
an empowering
sample,
song.
I mean, he didn't do much.
Yeah,
Or
but to me, like
whoever
King
produced it.
Kunta brought me back.
Yeah.
All right, like listening back to that, I'm like, fuck, like, yeah,
That was my ringtone.
Yeah.
Think about what he was able to get off with that album. He made a
a number one conscious rap album.
a number
Yeah.
one conscious rap album, and it was out here in the culture.
Yep.
It was really fucking out here. Everybody was quoting it. Everybody was talking about it. And this album was not fucking light.
No.
It's a
Hell
in
no.
an album in these years we've gotten a lot of microwave music and music that's meant to be consumed for a weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Consumed for a night out, for
The summer,
you know, a drunken night out in the
whatever,
club or
yeah,
the
yeah.
summer, and then to be forgotten. But in 2015, he gave us this album that was like listening to fucking homework.
Oh yeah,
Like you had to try to get this project. You couldn't just. This isn't easy listening. He's sampling bebop. He's sampling heavy jazz, saxophones everywhere. Terrence Martin's going crazy, and you had to sit down and digest it. And it still caught on. It still made an impact, and that's really difficult to do when everyone is ADHD.
oh yeah,
So yeah,
nice.
that's it.
I'm excited
All right.
this year.
2016, we're almost done, guys. We're
excited.
almost done, about 2/3 of the
Are
way.
those chips good? Those
Yeah,
chips
I'm about
are-
to get some right now because I gotta go pee too.
Those
But
chips are really fucking good.
so this year for me was easy. It was short and sweet, but it had a lot of good honorables to me.
Come on.
So
man.
I'm just
ASAP
gonna
Mob.
I'm gonna do rapid fire. Yo, ASAP.
ASAP Mob. The mob with the bum ass Mike.
Yo, the the bum ass Mike's
Bum ass
mob.
Mike Mob.
Yo,
They're so bad at making music.
yo, shout out to Yams though.
The funny thing is, they're good individually.
I got hoes.
They can be all right individually, but together they pick some of the worst. All of my bitches be on, man. All of my bitches be on. That shit is terrible.
Lamborghini High is my shit.
Yeah, that song's fun. Okay,
Rest in peace, Yams.
2016. Here we go. Rapid fire. These are the albums that I think need some recognition, and I think they just speak for themselves. It's such a good fucking year. So Young Thug, Jeffrey. I had Blood Orange, Freetown. Kaytranada, 99.9%.
Yep.
You also had fucking Kendrick Lamar, Untitled, Unmastered.
Thank you.
Solange, A Seat at the Table.
Thank you for mentioning
A
that.
Tribe Called Quest, We Got It From Here.
This is fucking
Obviously, Life of Pablo. You gotta give a shout out to Lemonade. I don't care.
man.
You have to just for what it is. That just album is crazy. That was to me what spawned like all the modern day like SZAs and like shit like that. Like they took it to the next level. You know what I mean? And empowered women. To me, like it felt good. But obviously, it's easy. It's gonna be Frank Ocean Blonde. Like to me, for me, like and the reason why is just like that album to me has like it's you said it was a classic. To me, it's a classic album.
I think Blonde is a classic for sure.
And
That's a classic.
I mean, you find that shit everywhere, like reference and everything, because of the impact it had. It just, to me, that was the shift of the end of the 2010s. You know?
You're absolutely.
Yeah. I felt everything was fucking flipped on its side and said, all right, this whole like before then, you know, the swag, all that, you know, it changed. It literally changed. It literally opened up people to be more open about their feelings, about dark shit, about heavy shit. And it kind of started with Kendrick Lamar's like "To Pimp a Butterfly," right? It was in your face. It was fucking there, right? It made it hard to listen to. And Frank did that, made a melody out of it, and just made this beautiful masterpiece. So that's to me, Blonde, Frank Ocean, 2016.
Okay. So tier 4, Lemonade. It was good, but I realized that I thought it was gonna be hard. But once I realized that Lemonade was just really good because of the visuals, when you just listen to the album, it's just like, damn, like it ain't the visuals though. Like the visuals made it so much harder. So
I
that's
kinda
why
agree
it
with
became
you
tier
on that.
4.
I respect that.
So like when you like separate the visual with just pure music, it hits a little bit differently.
I feel you on that. That
And
makes
I didn't
sense.
want to be also I didn't want to just say, oh, they have visuals. That's not fair to the other ones. So
Damn, this is a really tough year.
right. So
God damn.
tier 3, I'm literally switching this up right now because I'm looking at it.
On the fly.
No, literally. So tier 3 is actually Life of Pablo. I feel bad. Tier 2. I'm so sorry. Is Seat at the Table Solange. I can't believe Solange is better than Lemonade. I can't believe that. And I found that out.
I'm never gonna say that. I
did-
listen to A Seat at the Table more, but I'm never gonna say that.
I didn't post it, but I've been saying for the last week, Solange over Beyonce for me.
I can't say that. I'll never say
I'll
that.
never
I'll
say
never
that.
say
I
that.
can
That's
say
crazy.
that.
Album on album,
I can say that.
I'll pick Seat at the Table. Another tier
I can
2. I
say
can't
that.
believe I'm saying this out loud, but I don't care. Uzi vs. the World, dog. That shit was hard.
That's a good project.
Like
That's
that
a
shit
good
was.
project.
Oh my
Is
god.
that P's and Q's on there? It doesn't matter.
Money Longer?
Money Longer is dope.
Oh man.
So glad you mentioned Uzi.
What up, man? What up, man?
Uzi Vert.
Lemonade tier 4, tier 3 Life of Pablo, tier 2 Seat at the Table, and Uzi vs. the World.
Okay.
Tier 1, and this is not the best out of all of them, but tier 1, bro. I love Drake, but R&B Drake is my favorite Drake. So Views is crazy. I love Views.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
Wow.
It's not the best of the year. But,
Okay.
bro,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was like,
Okay.
what the
Yo.
fuck is happening?
We might the Dudley boys in right now.
Dude, I'm about to fucking. I gotta
Right.
suplex you into
I
that
know,
thing
I
right
know.
there.
as much as like I wanted it to be, because it's like
Oh man.
probably top 2, maybe my favorite Drake albums. I haven't like looked at them, so don't quote me. But I love this album so much. I just wanted it to be my favorite. But I have to, listen to other ones, and there is no way that any of these albums are messing with Anti. I'm sorry.
shit, I forgot to
Rihanna
mention
Anti is
Rihanna.
stupid.
I can't get mad at that.
Rihanna Anti is like
It's the other side of the Beyonce coin.
it is so diverse.
That mustard beat, that alone fucking does it for me.
bro.
Whoo. You needed me.
James joint. Are you?
And she
kidding
covered
me?
Tim Impala. Like, come on. I'm sorry, I forgot that album. I had it right. I had it right there. Meet You's My Witness.
Yeah.
Right there in the middle, right after Kendrick. But my bad, go on.
No, so literally, Anti is ridiculous. Desperado's great. Woo's good.
Desperado.
Honestly, the reason why I love this album so much is that she's so diverse. That Goodnight Gotham. Are you kidding me? It's ridiculous. Like I never thought she would ever do some Goodnight Gotham shit.
Damn.
It was unheard of. She still, does work, for the Caribbean cast out there. She touches every single
Yeah.
genre. So that album was ridiculous, and I can't believe it, but out of all of them, that was number 2 for me. Out of all of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anti by Rihanna.
She's hard, yeah, bro.
Hey, release the album, Rihanna.
The way the album starts is so dope. Consideration. It's
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Fuck yeah.
just,
G,
it's crazy.
2016.
I'm not gonna speak much. It's going to Frank, personally for
Okay.
me. Blonde and Endless, same time.
We got to talk about.
I haven't fucking listened to it yet. I'm gonna do my
We gotta
reaction.
do the
So-
blonde. You haven't listened to
I'm gonna listen to it for reaction. So stay
Alright,
tuned
man.
next
so
year.
just like everything around that, like being on KTT at the time and waiting for the album to drop, and we get Endless, and he's like kind of bamboozled us for a sec, but then we get Blonde like a week later. Blonde. I don't even have to speak much. Everybody's heard it.
Damn.
White Ferrari, Siegfried.
Pink and white.
Nikes.
Nikes, man.
Just-
The visual to Nikes, everything
Damn.
was amazing. I think Frank definitely on that.
Wow.
Rihanna killed it too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frank.
That's-
I'm looking
Hey,
at Frank.
I ain't gonna lie. I got a 2 next. So I feel
For
you.
this year?
Next year.
For this? Okay.
Jamie, 2016. What you got?
Man, I had to write my mentions because I'm surprised nobody said any. Well, some of these I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised nobody said some of these. But the first one I'll mention, somebody did mention Untitled Unmastered.
Yeah,
I'll definitely mention
that was me. Yeah.
I fucked with like every track on that, and they were the throwaways. He did.
Mm-hmm.
They were Untitled and Unmastered. One he did perform live on the Daily Show. I want to say back when Jon Stewart was hosting it. It was
It wasn't the one Levitate, right?
no, I'm forgetting, but he like mentions the black man mentions the Asian man. I can't
Okay.
remember the words. Anyways,
They all have like weird titles to it.
yeah, but I fuck with all of
Get top
every
on the
song.
phone.
Yes. Levitate,
Tell 'em
levitate,
coming.
levitate, levitate. Another one I'm gonna mention is Coloring Book.
Wow,
Chance.
Chance. Okay.
You gotta get
Uh,
Chance mentioned.
Yeah, it's Chance fucked up by not like making that his actual debut album. His most recent one
Definitely
is
should've
the debut, and just nobody. No.
Come on.
What were you thinking?
Acid Rap
Yeah.
is still classic to me.
Fuck yeah, Cocoa Butter Kisses, man.
Very end of the block era.
Yeah.
Yep, it was.
Coloring Book though. Pretty much top to bottom. Even the Justin Bieber feature I fucked with. Yeah, definitely that. Blank Face, Schoolboy Q. I fucked with that entire album. I'm gonna speed up. I'm surprised nobody said this as well. Birds in the Trap sing Bright Night. I'm surprised you didn't say this. There's a bunch of songs on that. Yes.
I just took an ape and a leader. Bad bitch sitting on. Woo, Beaver.
So I saw
Touching my
I saw
clothes up
Nav
in him.
live.
Oh, that's fucking song.
I saw Nav live and he performed that. and,
Yo,
like,
shit. I don't care what people say. Nav is like my modern day Post Malone. I fuck with Nav.
I fuck him.
Yo, when that album came out, it came out like on Apple Music first,
Yeah.
like whatever, and streamed it on there first, and people were listening to it live, and they thought it was Justin Bieber on Biebs and
I
the
did
Trap.
too.
Yeah.
I really
Like,
thought
he
it was
saying
too.
the N-word.
Same.
And I thought he said the N word, and
Yeah.
it sounded so good that I was sitting there. I was like, man,
Let it slide.
I don't know.
I'm conflicted.
And then it turns out it was some fucking Indian guy. Then I was like, okay, I wish it was Justin Bieber that had said it.
Damn.
Because Nav is the most
Boy.
swagless.
But yeah, so my number one for that year is Isaiah Rashad, The Sun's Tirade.
Yeah.
For the Squaw, I believe is not the opening track because there's a skit to open it, but you know the lines. If I can pay my bills, I'm good. Like I think everybody can relate to that, but just more recently, that's been my fucking mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been turning on.
yeah.
I thought you were.
Sun's Tirade, What's Wrong, featuring Kendrick and Zachary, I want to say.
Zachariah, yeah.
Zakari.
Yeah, it's.
I say I never.
I was all
said the same
confident.
person, right?
Yo, you
I
know
was
what's crazy about that album? And sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No,
He
you good.
played that shit Coachella weekend one. He released it day one,
Damn. Okay.
and he performed it that whole night perfect. I don't know if you guys remember like the reviews on that his performance at Coachella.
Yeah.
People were like, "This is legendary." He memorized all the songs. Gaslamp Killer was at there, and he's like, "New Kendrick Lamar," and it was that one song. It's like you get killed for insufficient funds, but I think it was
Yeah.
Triple X, right? Or no, was it something else? But that song, crazy.
I can't remember what that. Yeah,
But
yeah.
I fuck with Damn, yeah. I fuck with
Yeah.
Damn. Damn. Michi, 2016. I saw you wrote some things there. What you got?
I have a lot of honorable mentions because there's a lot of good shit on this album. I mean, in this year.
That year was crazy.
So, for me personally, 2016, definitely gonna mention Kendrick Lamar's Untitled and Mastered. Views, even though I hated Views, I still listen to certain
Hated
records
it when
off.
it came out.
I listen to certain records off Views a lot.
That's that shit
Western
like, whoa.
Road Flows, the
That's that shit
song
like, whoa.
Views. I listened to a fucking ton. It's beginning of Jamaican Drake as
Child's
well.
Play.
That was annoying, but
I blame for real.
there's still some good stuff on there. Another honorable mention, Rihanna's Anti, of course.
Oof.
What a great
Queen
project
Riri.
that is. I mean, we got, between that and Lemonade, we got two of just the most incredible
That year for R&B.
records.
Yeah.
What a great year it
R&B.
was. Life of Pablo is another honorable mention. Honestly, I am so conflicted with this year. I'm so conflicted with this year.
Gotta pick one.
I'm just gonna list a bunch and then I'll pick the one I like the most. Fucking.
I know you want to mention Solange. You were playing Solange.
Oh yeah, of
earlier.
course, dude. Solange, Seat at the
I was
Table.
late to that album, so
I
That
fucking-
Dream
I play that album
feature.
all the time.
Man.
Like I cook to that album. I wash my house. I clean my house to that album.
Fubu is my shit.
Seriously, A Seat at the Table. She killed it. The Masterpiece skits.
Thank you.
You know, it's
it's
this
insane.
weird neo soul album, and
was
she's
late
being so
mad.
honest and truthful at the same time. You could barbecue to it.
Oh, yeah.
For
Great
real.
fucking album.
I was late
and
to it,
and
but-
unanimously loved.
Everywhere, yeah.
You know,
So if you had to pick one,
Beyonce's Lemonade, another honorable mention. And I had her first. When I think about 2016, I think about this album first most of the time. But I'm gonna have to go Blonde. Frank Ocean, Blonde / Endless. Just
I gotta listen
It
to
is a classic R&B album for sure.
Endless
Endless
is nuts.
and Endless is nuts too. Endless is legitimately
We're
insane.
playing that when we're done with this. So
I'm
yeah.
down.
It
I
is.
think to this day, I think I prefer it.
When you know it's crazy.
and that's
whenever-
yeah. You guys were mentioning that when you guys are talking
whenever
about
I think
it.
about Aaliyah's "At Your Best," I now think of Frank Ocean. Like,
Damn. Okay.
like I think of Frank Ocean's cover of that song because he fucking bodied it.
Endless is
And yes, that's just.
Damn, you guys got me excited for
I'm gonna
Endless.
go with Blonde.
Oh yeah.
I love
Blondes.
that project. I mean, it's R&B in its best form. Frank is like the king of being artsy, fartsy, and shit, and it was so fly. I wish every R&B was that fucking artsy. Like every R&B artist was that artsy, was that pretentious, took themselves that seriously. You know?
Hey, 2020. It's gonna be at Coachella, release a new album. So
No.
can't wait.
maybe Flog now this year.
We're on the last three, guys. This is championship rounds. So 2017, 18, and then currently 2019. So personally, I kind of I didn't struggle, but like I had very few ones.
Same.
And I don't know if it's because like I've been stuck on music from the past lately that I haven't been really inspired. And I've been kind of late to albums, so excuse me if like, you know, they're not as detailed as the last ones, but I feel like it's still like a lot to digest. Who knows? This might change for me. But 2017, some of my honorable mentions, I had Jay-Z 444 in there.
Okay.
Tyler the Creator's Flower Boy. I was so conflicted because I'll get to that later. Okay. So, but for me, King Cruel Ooze, that was one of my favorite albums. I fucking love King Cruel. The project he's doing now, like with he did stuff with Bad Bad Not Good. That's why introduced me to them. It just gave me on this whole kick. Gee, I think you know how I learned about King Cruel. I was listening to Con and Moccasin Station, and then he came on, and I was like, damn. And this guy introduced me to Con and Moccasin. Lil Uzi, Love Is Rage 2, and Thundercat Drunk. But this year I had to go with 2.
Listen to Drink too.
I had to go with 2. And it's gonna be. I think I fucked up already, but I mentioned Tyler the Creator, Flower Boy, and Lana Del Rey's Lust for Life. Those 2 albums to me are like start to finish. I mean, again, I'm late to the Lana party, but
Two
that
Lana albums for you. This
yeah,
It is.
damn, is it? Yeah, okay,
I
yeah.
fucking love Lana.
you're a Lana fan.
I'm
I
going
love
back.
Lana.
Like I appreciate her music. Like it's just like people like clown on her. Like you know they're like, oh Lana, it's a cliche, whatever. But if you fucking listen to her music, like
She's dope.
she is pretty dope, and she inspired a lot of people. You know, I go back and forth with these 2. Flower Boy to me was one of the quintessential Tyler albums that got me to go back to him. I was like, oh, this is what Tyler can do. Like listening to him from like Bastard days to now, like the progression is just there.
Like,
So
absolutely.
those are my 2 for 2017. Lana Del Rey's Lust for Life, Tyler Creator's Flower Boy. That was my only 2 year. Jordan.
2017 was slow for me. I would say like tier 2. Jay-Z 444. It was a good album, but what sold it honestly for me was Family Feud. The fact that like there's like a choir of Beyonce,
Yeah,
Jay-Z rapping over it, like that was just so hard to me.
Shout out to the Clark sisters.
right.
That's actually the main reason. Just Beyonce just killed that song, even though she wasn't saying much, but she didn't really have to. Kind of like in Watch the Throne, Lift Off. I thought she killed that song out of all of them personally. But for me, Kendrick Damn,
Or Kelly on that.
Yeah.
Fear. I love that song.
He's on Cruel Summer.
So
Is that the one with you too?
no,
No,
That's the other one, Triple X,
Triple
right?
X is one with you too.
yeah. But yeah, kind of a slow year for me personally.
That
So-
album has the Steve Lacy produced track.
Yeah.
Which
where
one?
he produced on his iPhone. The Pride.
No way.
Yeah.
The one is that the one? Pride's gonna get you killed.
No.
Fuck, I had to go back to Damn.
And you, and you,
And me and you.
Yeah.
Oh man, that project.
That album,
That album's
Right.
great.
that's probably the like another like real great classic album.
Pick it up, pick it up.
another great classic album, like hip hop album for me. Yeah. What? No way. All right.
We're
Fuck
done,
it.
guys.
Dang. Go.
Oh, it's still recording actually, but it's fucking great.
Bro.
I got you.
All right.
I'll just straight back.
Okay.
So out of all of that, it was 8 out of 10. So
Okay.
it was better than Lords Never Worry and Pinata, and that's it.
What about ASAP Mob?
I can't even imagine that fucking project, dude.
Kung Fu Kenny Net.
ASAP Rocky, dope.
G. 2017.
17. I'm pissed because I always look forward to the Tyler albums, but Flower Boy, when it leaked, I heard it and
So did I.
it didn't really
Wow.
get me going
That shit sucks.
as it should have. Yeah, I
Dang.
didn't really.
And that's crazy, like to see that
Flower Boy
contrast.
is
Fucking
Wolf.
incredible. dude.
That's crazy to see
I
that
didn't really
contrast,
like
like from
it.
somebody looking outside in, late to Tyler's, like loves Flower Boy, and you guys are early to him,
Early Tyler,
and you
yeah,
guys
I-
are like
I
don't
didn't-
like it.
I feel like he was catering to a certain crowd for that
was.
one.
It was the evolution of his sound. It was
Well,
Tyler
let-
exploring
let-
his
let's speak.
bisexuality
Hold on.
and it coming out in the
I
music.
love glitter.
Hold on,
I mean,
let him
like,
finish though. I want to hear what he has to say.
Alright.
Cause I love the album.
Yo, I'm
Too.
getting upset.
I love the
There's
album too, but I want to
the
hear.
intro forward with Rex. Shit is crazy. It's just Who That Boy.
Shout out Rex
the-
Orange County.
I
Who Dat
didn't really
Boy,
like it
fucked
that
with
much.
that.
Kelly Cheese.
There's not much I can say about it actually.
Nah,
See You
nah,
Again
nah.
was cool, but
Call me
doesn't do
sometime.
Boredom.
911. Oh,
Chirp,
man.
Mr.
chirp.
Lonely is dope as hell, but 2017 for me, I'm gonna give it to Toro y Moi for Boo Boo.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh,
wow.
I didn't
Like,
even have that
That's-
on my
oh,
list.
man.
Wow.
That
That's-
was the
that's a
soundtrack for
curveball.
me. That was
Left
Mirage.
field.
The like some beats sounded like some Miyazaki shit.
Yeah. No, he's good.
That
He's
you
got
would-
that one.
Yeah, but definitely Boo Boo by Tori.
Wow.
That shit was
Damn,
art.
dude.
That shit was
Respect.
pretentious.
I didn't.
Respect.
Yeah,
That's out of nowhere.
that shit was dope.
That's out of nowhere for
Boo-boo.
real. Oh man.
All right. Dang.
I'm
Jamie.
with Flower Child sucked. Sorry.
Nah, man. It didn't suck. Yeah, honestly,
Well, you'll get.
I just don't think your taste was developed enough for it.
Let's Jamie. Jamie.
It was.
Some
Man.
Perrier taste.
It really was
Right.
pastel pants and shit.
It's nasty ass.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna start off with my honorable mention for "More Life" by Drake. I didn't like it too much, but there's a few tracks, especially near the end. I'm gonna look at them actually before I fuck anything up. But Portland with Quavo and Travis Scott, I really like. Sacrifices, 2 Chainz and Young Thug, I really like. Nothing's into Somethings in general, I fucked with. He had Glow with Kanye.
watch out for me.
Yeah. In my opinion, it started earlier, but Kanye and his Yes Men,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like, why? No,
Indeed.
just no. Yeah, there's more, but yeah, I fucked with that, so I had to give that an honorable. There's a few more, but I'm gonna just skip to just my number one for 2017. It's gonna definitely be Damn. I'm gonna give it to the whatever the second version he released with the black and white cover, because it's just reversed. But was it true that it was meant to be listened to that way? But either way, I like listening to it that way, just from the bottom to the top. It just, I don't know, it flows.
There was like a
different.
whole conspiracy
Right?
theory about that, like using me Machiavelli on some
It
Tupac
flows
shit.
different, but like
Yeah.
it kind of still flows together, and it ends with like the opening, and it's kind of
Yeah.
weird how it does that. So I'm gonna give it to that version of it, but yeah, Damn by Kendrick Lamar.
Wow. Damn.
Okay. Respect.
Michi, you closing out 2017,
Oh
sir.
man, this is a really tough year. It's a really freaking tough year, man.
I'm so hyped for next year.
Honorable mentions.
Man.
Definitely got to go. Flower Boy. I think it was the evolution of Tyler's sound. Just a really big fucking deal. It was him finally fucking growing up.
That's true too.
You know,
I believe that.
always hearing elements of how melodic he is and how beautiful he is with these chords
Fish
and,
on Goblin.
and him being a child of like the Neptunes and shit.
Yep.
Just hearing that, and this is the real next step in
Yeah.
it. And like I said, a lot of rappers just don't progress, and he was going for it. Next, honorable mention. gonna have to go with Scissor Control. That's great. Thundercat
Yeah.
Drunk. I listened to that project way too much.
this day.
Way too much. Like
To this
busting
day.
the streets. Just and then Thundercat, his
Them changes.
yeah, exactly. His bass playing is so incredible. I'd always hear his bass riffs on like Flying Lotus records. You know, like Flying Lotus records really, and then you hear it on Kendrick shit too.
Mac Miller shit. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, man.
It's just what an incredible musician
You believe
he
it?
is.
You can that. You
And
know
then
about it.
let's see.
It just
Another
wants
honorable
me.
mention, Jay-Z 444. Just that album actually made me want to like stop doing money phones. Still do it, just a little bit less.
Do money what?
Money phones.
What is
where you
that?
put the money, you put a stack of money to your ear. Yeah.
Yo, Jay-Z did two of those things. He made his one drink stop drinking Cristal and then stop putting the money in her ear.
I think 444 is a classic.
It's a good.
In an era without a lot of classics, I think it's a classic.
Oh,
Think about what that album is.
Is that your
It
number
was-
one?
All right, so you think about this. No.
Okay.
I'm spazzing a little
Marcy
bit.
Me is one of my favorite Jay-Z songs.
Yeah.
You know what? In fact, I probably should make. You know what? Okay, it is my number one. My other honorable mention is Kendrick Damn. 444 is.
Ah, damn. We had an audible.
I'm happy.
Wow.
Had
Had,
somewhere. I'm
I
happy.
respect
that.
it.
I couldn't do it. Thank you.
Jay-Z working with No ID making these beats that are great, but mixed really terribly. Jay-Z just like, this is his most honest and truthful album we had gotten since Kingdom.
La
Come.
la
Where
la
he was
la.
like really bearing his soul.
Yes.
And
That's facts, though.
I mean, I'm not sure if the scandal was real or fabricated, but look at fucking Solange hitting Jay-Z in the elevator. Right?
Yeah.
After that incident happens,
me alone,
Jay-Z
Becky.
got clowned on Twitter. It was a big fucking deal. Everyone was laughing at that video because Jay-Z supposedly cheated. Next, you had Lemonade and A Seat at the Table come out around the same time. Really big fucking deal.
Yeah, we had to
And
go to
if you-
conspiracy
If you listen
theories
to
next.
Lemonade, there is if you listen to A Seat at the Table, there's you can read it between the lines.
And
of
what-
shit
and
going on.
they-
You listen to Lemonade. This is Beyonce's like public outcry. Like, should I stay with this nigga? I'm going
Damn.
to because we have a family. But this is how fucked up it is. I got to get out here and sing about it.
And
That's
then-
what Lemonade was.
What did she precede that? Drunken Love, right?
Yeah.
With Kanye and all them. And I was like, oh, I'm in love. And then it's like,
That was the album before that.
but then I think he kind of foreshadowed that, like, eat the cake, anime, eat the cake, anime,
She
with
was-
that Ike Turner.
With that album, she was trying to spice it up to keep Jay-Z's attention. It seemed like, you know.
Yeah, I see. I can see that. I can see that
But yeah,
conspiracy.
I mean, Lemonade was the next in that lineage from that scandal, and then you had 444, and this is Jay-Z being like truly a grown-up man. Like, I'm a grown-ass fucking man. I'm dealing with my bullshit. I don't want to lose.
Kill
my wife.
Jay-Z.
I don't want to lose Beyonce. I don't want to lose my kids and have them ever look
He
at me.
detached himself from
terribly for this.
Kanye and all that
You know,
too.
He had to detach himself
Yeah.
from Kanye. You know, niggas skip leg day just to run their mouth.
Yep.
You know.
Wow, I forgot about that line.
And then him telling black people to be financially, you know, conservative and,
Yeah.
and be smart and invest. And
But let's be real, we can't buy $1 million
it was,
paintings.
it was a real grown-up album from a legend. And it sucks that we don't have more legends on Jay-Z's level.
True.
It sucks. Like Nas raps well. He never rapped terribly, no matter how bad his beats fucking were. But
Thank you.
I don't think Nas can give us a 444.
Yeah. I mean,
And then
yeah.
like what other legends are left that are in this era? Ja Rule can't.
It's like what Drake says. He's like
I know Ja Rule can't give it. He should be
Firefest.
he should be here. He should be here at this
Yeah.
level. DMX should be here at this level with Nas.
we need answers.
Where is
You know.
Ja?
But no, I respect that. You know
We
why?
need more OGs like that.
It's like Drake said. I was too young to cry when Pac died, but I probably will when Hove does.
Yeah.
I felt that.
Yeah, so that album I think is we need more grown man hip hop albums.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
I agree.
Bad rap.
2018, guys, last 2 years. So 2018 was pretty short for me. Again, it's just short for me. So some honorable mentions. Kali Uchis has been killing it. She had her Isolation album. Had the Kevin Parker Tomorrow produced beat. Fucking nuts.
The one with the gorillas is dope.
Yes, dude, that whole album is so fucking good. And then you have, obviously, a Travis Scott, Astroworld. I thought highly of it because I thought he was trying to go in a different direction. you know, again, it's going back to like, gee, you're an early Travis Scott aficionado, like fan and shit. But to me, that was me, like him stepping up for me. So I respect Astroworld for what it is. But some other ones I feel like need to be mentioned. The Internet's Hive Mind with that K Tronada, Burbank Funk, like that whole album was so good. What like Steve Lacy fucking killed it on that album. And he made a name for himself, you know what I mean?
Making beats from his fucking iPad.
Yeah, from his fucking iPad. Like, that's crazy. That man's a genius. You got to give a shout out to Kids See Ghosts. For what it is, you know, I wasn't, I don't know if you guys remember, it was pretty low on my list.
Yeah.
But for what it was, I can see it for the impact, the production value. That first song fucking kills it for me with Pushy. Like, like it just comes straight in your face. You know what I'm talking about? I can just feel like, you know what I mean? So you got to give a shout out to that. And I got torn between these two albums.
I love that.
I hate that. I honestly.
For me, Mac Miller Swimming, and like I just love that album. I feel like Mac really just stepped into his own.
Yeah.
You know, and rest in peace to him. But that was like the album that made me go back. I started listening to him like really heavy from like Nikes on My Feet to Miss Cypher Complete to like Blue Slide Park. And then I think watching movies while, you know, that was the last album I really fucked with.
Okay.
And I kind of like took a break. This album brought me back to Mac. And it made me go backwards. So, but I'm going to come from left field. I'm going to go with the 1975, A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships. That album to me was like Matty Healy's like Fuck You album. It was like his like Yeezus thing. Like you still had elements of the 1975, that pop punk, you know, British sound. You know, you had some songs on there, but then you had some like crazy shit like that he's talking about, like to me related. And again, it might be on a personal level what I was going through and shit. But that album to me got me through some dark times, and like it's just I can listen to the album start to finish. You know, I don't really have much to say. It's my favorite album of 2018.
I hear that though.
I found out this project earlier this year, but then I found it was 2018. I was hoping it was 2019, but it wasn't. Tana Talk 3, Benny the Butcher. I love that mixtape.
Okay.
I love everything about that mixtape. 97 Hove, Broken Bottles. Specifically Broken Bottles, honestly.
Woo! That's the beat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yes.
97 Hove is dope.
So, also Alchemist, all the way. That's why. You know, that production's nasty. That was tier 3. Tier 2, 2018, I was in a relationship the whole year, most of the year, and everything is love. I can relate to a lot of that shit. And, oh my gosh, man. Beyonce and Jay and Love Happy, oh my, man, Beyonce killed that. Honestly, I feel like it's a Beyonce album, to be real with you.
It is.
It
It really is.
And Jay-Z was like a feature, which is hard as fuck.
He was forced.
Especially the intro, Summer. That's ridiculous. But it's playing in my ears right now. So this is not the album of like the decade. So don't get me wrong. It's not the album of the decade. It's not. But when I pick all the albums of each year and then I rate them of that 10, that's why it's my favorite of all of them. So it's not the album. I could never say that. I'd be ignorant to say it. But man, some rap songs by Earl.
I
dog.
knew it already.
Are you kidding me? That is
Yes.
such a diverse rap album. It has
damn.
every kind of beat that I fuck with.
God damn.
It has the grief shit from Peanut. I love that beat. Just Azukar, like Cold Summer. It's just
I'm running things.
thank you, Mints.
I'm running things.
Like he samples his mom and his pops.
Yes.
Like playing possum. Like so.
Oh,
That is literally the hardest album. I honestly, I wanted this to be 2019. I really want
Right.
Everything Is Love. I want Everything Is Love to be my favorite. I really wanted it really bad because I don't have a Beyonce or Jay on any of this. So, but at the same time, man, Earl is just like so real to me. And literally, there's 3 songs that I don't like, and one of them's the outro, and he's not even on it, so I don't even count that. So there's 2 songs I don't like. Every song I love. The production's just so crazy, and it's just so different. And you can tell that he does not want you to like his album. He's just doing him. That's what I love about him. He does not want you to like his album. He's dropping it, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't want you to like it. You don't want it. You have to come. I love that.
It's true art.
Thank you. So, landslide. Earl some rap songs. Out of the 10, number 1, easy.
Wow, the whole
Yeah.
decade.
Well, it wasn't easy. It was that or anti.
Okay.
I'm a rap
Wow.
guy, so yeah.
Gee,
That's crazy.
what you got?
Honorable mention goes to that Earl Sweatshirt, some rap songs. Yeah, everything you said exactly. I feel the same way. But I'm gonna have to go with Negro Swan by Blood Orange.
Ooh,
For that year.
wow.
That's a good
I
project.
think it starts off
That's a
strong
great project.
and it just goes all the way. You can play it in the background, play it all the way through. The skits are dope. Janet Mock. Everything was crazy on it. The music was beautiful. My favorite Blood Orange album, and I think for that year, that's my favorite album.
Wow, I am not mad at that.
Yeah,
Fuck with that.
was dope.
It's 2018, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start with my first honorable mention is gonna be Kids See Ghosts. I'd heard you mention that. For me personally, it's more of a Cudi album. I think I mentioned that in the Kanye
Yeah,
episode.
and that's what I said too.
From
Yeah.
production to just the way it flowed, everything. It was more Cudi than anything. I had to get a Cudi only version of Reborn because when I first heard that song before Kanye came in, like it touched me. I was reborn around the same time period, so I fuck with that. Another honorable mention. This one's hard because you just mentioned it as your number one. At one point it was mine as well. Some rap songs, and also I want to say I'm gonna throw it in as like same. I won't say same level in any regard, but like same level for me. But Smino Noir. I fuck with that entire project. I think I don't think there's
I don't
a
think I
song
heard
on there
it.
I don't like. Summer Salt in particular, I think is a standout for me, and I really love that. The feature I believe is Bari. He
You
has
said
a
Bar?
weird- what's up?
You said Bar?
No, it's just Bari.
Oh, okay. I never heard it, so yeah.
Bari. Yeah, if I'm fucking that up, my fault. But he has a weird style because he kind of repeats lines a lot when he's rapping or whatever. But it's dope. Like his lines they're ill.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, that whole project, top to bottom, starts off dope. LMF, Covert, Coop. My number one. I mentioned some rap songs, but my number one is gonna definitely be "Swimming." Mac Miller. I know you mentioned that as well.
Yeah.
That album touched me, like from the opening track to the Jet Fuel. There's a few 2009. I know a lot of people do like that. It just wasn't.
It was
for
okay
me.
for me. Yeah.
I think Dunno. That's another one that I can skip. I don't hate it, but I can skip it. I usually do. But everything else, I bought the physical for that, which also reminds me, I need to shout out Divine Feminine from 2016.
Yeah.
I bought the physical for that as well.
That was a great album.
Yeah, that should have been an honorable mention. Yeah, I think I've had 3 Mac projects on my entire
Wow.
list. I was mentioning to him, like, just going back and looking, like, that, like I didn't expect that, but goddamn, like,
Right.
yeah, Mac, Swimming. Rest in peace.
Yeah, right. Michi. Last album for 2018.
You don't say victory lap. I'm playing.
Honestly, I wasn't thinking about it, but you just put it in my mind. So
Then
now I'm good about it. Like, for real.
victory.
And that really does change. Honorable mentions. I'm going to go Kids See Ghost. Internet Hive Mind.
Don't say it.
Kali Uchis Isolation. I got to go with fucking, what was that album?
Don't say it.
What is that album
Swear
again?
to God, don't say it.
No. No, tell me what it is. What album is it? Say it.
Negro Swan.
No. What's that album?
Oh, the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
No idea.
Forgot what it's
Victory
called.
Lap. Damn right. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle, man. Rest
Wow.
rest in
Okay.
peace, Nipsey.
Why? Why did you go with that?
Honorable mention is that
I'm
album.
cool with that.
I just think.
Oh, I thought it was your favorite.
Oh
My bad.
no, it's not. It's just not a lot of classics come out. If there are any recent classics, that would be it. And it was Nipsey, like, really being this kind of historic figure for the hoods in California, going out there and educating people and building centers and investing in and in the community and investing in black people, investing in communities where minorities live. That's a really big fucking deal. He did it in such a major way. His impact outside of music was bigger than his music. And Victory Lap was, it seemed like the music was beginning to catch up with how big and how influential he was outside of music. And the good rapping, the good beats, it has this sound that is so quintessential LA. At the same time, so modern and so fresh, you know. If anything, it's like the descendant of Dr. Dre's Compton, which came out in 2015.
Almost mentioned that.
But for my 2018, another honorable mention, J. Cole,
Okay.
KOD.
Okay.
I gotta mention that for sure.
See,
That's a really good fucking project.
I had a love-hate relationship with that. We'll get into the J. Cole
like him
thing
just
later.
talking to these fucking
That's what I'm
kids that are
saying.
fucking killing
Saying,
themselves.
Mac Miller, let's
They're
be
they're
honest.
literally killing themselves,
Juice
popping,
WRLD, like-
and they're still dying. They're still dying.
It's fucked up.
And he's trying to talk to these kids, and they weren't really receptive. It's fucking crazy.
Don't medicate,
But,
meditate.
My 2018 top is Astroworld, Travis Scott.
Wow.
Travis Scott,
I'm happy you mentioned it.
really,
I fuck with that though.
really fucking cashing in his chips, working these industry relationships, getting the Weeknd to be an uncredited feature. I'm gonna get Kevin
Right.
Parker to be an uncredited feature just because I fucking can. I'm gonna make this. There aren't too many instances recently in which you can say someone brought a sound to hip hop.
Was Tori Moore uncredited too?
I think he was uncredited
Yeah.
as well. But
Did
yeah,
he do something on that track?
He
Yeah,
did in
I
the same
think he
track
did,
with,
yeah.
with Kevin Parker.
He was in the studio with him, but I'm not sure.
I think he did
no,
do something.
I know he definitely contributed, but he had the Weeknd on like 2 songs.
Okay, yeah.
You know, and it just this album is so pop and so trap and so hip. It's the evolution of what trap should be. This is what.
That's where it should go.
This is where trap music was
Yeah.
supposed to have been gone.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
listen to how backpack rap, elevated. Listen to how other genres, R&B elevated, and trap music since it came out, its inception. I'd say 2004, 2005. This is where trap music should have gone, and this is it. It's so artsy, it's so incredible, and he's basically taking the torch from Kanye, saying, "Okay, when I drop an album, it's going to be my very best foot forward.
Yeah.
Every time, no idea, no stone will go, unturned." So
No, I fucked up. I like this
that,
top to
that's
bottom. Yosemite? What?
yeah, that's my favorite of 2018.
Wow. So we're on the last year, fellas. And I want to pick up where Amici left off. So, Amici, earlier, you had mentioned that there was a Tyler album that you were like, this is the Tyler growing up album. I feel like Travis Scott's Astroworld was his growing up album. Like, he's at the pinnacle. He's, like,
I still
doing
think that's
trap, but I think he's, like, doing it, like, with different manners. I mean, you have Kevin Parker on Skeletons. You have, like,
Stop trying to be God.
Stop trying to be God. Oh, with the
That's his
harmonica,
Kanye
a
diss
fucking
record.
harmonica.
That's his Kanye diss record.
And to me, this
Yeah,
next
Stevie Wonder.
album, without a doubt, I don't even have an honorable mention because this is just it for me. Was the grow up album for this artist, for Tyler the Creator, had to be Igor for me. I mean, that album to
that's a
me
classic.
was Flower Boy on like a million scale. That's like the ultimate. Like Tyler the Creator really pulled out the guns and impressed me as a lover of music, as a lover of rap, and just just overall in general, he just impressed me. I mean, he, like you said, was the guy that looked up to A$AP Rocky and Kanye West. This year, I think he surpassed them in every aspect, even with the Jesus is Walk album, everything like that. Like this, like Igor was the album for this year. I mean, without a doubt, Jesus Walk was okay for me, but this album to me, I mean, you had him basically stealing Charlie Wilson from Kanye West to help him produce this album.
Yeah, he basically became
stole
the
him.
best.
He
user
stole
of
Uncle
Charlie
Charlie.
Wilson, Yeah,
And
that's
he
a big deal.
But like he changed his whole sound like with just Earthquake alone. I mean, just
Did you
like
see what's his name? Kerwin. He had an interview with Kerwin on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
He mentioned because he's been doing like vocal effects since the beginning, but
Yeah.
he even mentioned like he's perfected it on this album.
Yeah.
And I agree.
Yeah.
From deep pitch to the high pitch shit. Like
yeah.
he
So
perfected
it's funny you mentioned the high pitch. So I was watching a Fantano interview where he talks about the usage of high pitch, And he says we're like, you know, he listens to something like on Frank on Nikes.
Yeah.
And he's like, it sounds kind of off to me, but it's cool because it sounds off like it's supposed
Yeah.
to. But he's like, Tyler perfected the pitch. He perfected
got
the
it
deep
down.
pitch, the high
Yeah.
pitch, and it sounds natural. Like that's Tyler. That's
Which
quintessential
is
Tyler.
dope. Like we're gonna talk about it eventually with the Eminem episode, but like Eminem, I don't want to say he started that because I believe I'm almost positive other people did that, but he did the deep voice shit on the Slim Shady EP, and like he had been doing it for a minute too.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, like there's a Tyler sound, and Igor is that sound,
Yeah.
and Flower Boy is that sound. Like people look to Tyler the Creator not as a rapper, like you know a rapper that's hanging out at Fairfax, you know at the Supreme store, to a genuine artist. Like people want to work with Tyler the Creator. I mean, he's helped launch the careers of people like Kali Uchis, the whole Odd Future gang, Frank Ocean. Like there wouldn't be Frank without Tyler, if I look at it. I mean, Frank could have probably done his own thing, but that was where it spawned from.
he
And
signed a Def Jam before.
and like I feel like the whole Odd Future movement, again, I got into it late, but each one of them keeps pushing the bar. So like now I'm fucking excited to see what Frank, after hearing Igor, like what the fuck is Frank gonna put out next year? You know what I mean? And I hope it keeps progressing, keep getting better. But to me, Igor, without a doubt, 2019 album of the year.
My room.
Jordan.
Tier 3, El Chapo, Jim Jones. I love that
I was
album.
late to that, but I fuck with
It's
that.
hard. Yeah.
Chapo Jim Jones.
I was late to that.
I respect it. I respect it. That's dope.
Tier 2, Ari Lennox, Shea Butter Baby.
Ooh, Ari Lennox.
I wanted her to be higher, but
Good call.
I just can't.
Forgot fuck.
What?
The first shit with
I know.
I
Youngling?
God, yes. I don't know. I forgot.
I
That.
know.
My fault.
Night Drive? It's okay.
It's fine.
Tier 1. So, it, like, I wanted this podcast to like start so much sooner because this was so frustrating to me. Like every day it would switch, every hour it would switch, every minute it would switch because like it came on to what mood I'm in. So because I'm in this mood, that's why it's my favorite. But in the tier 1 was Bandana Madlib, a strong ass album. Production's crazy. So sometimes I'm in that mood. Other times I don't know why or how, but tier 1. Dripper John 2, Gunna. That shit was hard. I'm sorry.
Yo, I forgot to mention Young Thug, so I forgot to.
Sorry.
I
Like,
forgot that's my other. I
I
don't
got
know.
I don't know why, but like
No, it's the
outstanding, Baby Birkin, One Time, Who You Fooling,
Baby
Yow.
Birkin.
No, Baby Birkin's my favorite.
Baby
I know my
Birkin.
purpose. European cars came with curtains. Anyway, right, that's what I'm saying. That's hard as fuck. But the current mood I'm in has
Yao
led
Ming.
me to pick When I Get Home, Solange.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's my favorite of the
We
year.
were playing that earlier too, right?
Yeah, in my head, yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't help it.
Little
Bro.
girl.
Hell yeah. I fuck with that. Damn. Hell yeah.
Right, I don't know why, but yeah, Bandana, Gunna, and Solange were like just flipping. And I'm feeling like
2019.
Solange today.
I'm
so.
going with over Dripper Drown. Yeah.
No. That's
Like, what is
I
so
know,
hard about that?
I know. I felt embarrassed, but yeah, that's what it is.
All right.
You're so stupid.
Gee. 2019. What you got?
Honorable mention, I'll go with the Solange album. The shit was dope. Gucci feature was crazy.
Mm.
Tyler in there. The music is awesome. The one produced by Pharrell is crazy. One of the last track, 18.
Almeida,
track 18.
and then there's the other. It's the second one.
The one that's closer to the end of the
Yeah.
album. That shit is crazy. Yeah, that.
Fuck. You know, did Willow come out this year?
That's Willow, yeah.
Oh, that's another honorable mention. Sorry, my
That,
on the
that's a good
Solange
album
topic.
as well.
That's a
But
good fucking album.
Another honorable mention is another female singer. She's a vocalist, songwriter from LA, Kelsey Lou. She's a cellist as
I don't
well.
know who that is.
She's real dope. The music is like kind of ethereal, like
Ooh.
I don't know, takes you to another fucking world. And she was actually they played her
Fuck with
music in
Ethereal.
Euphoria, in an episode of Euphoria.
Really?
Yeah,
Shout out to Zendaya.
it's a cover, but
and Alexa Demi.
it's crazy good. That album was called Blood by Kelsey Lou. Honorable mention, and then my number one, of course, Igor by Tyler,
Hmm.
for sure.
Why did you pick it?
It's just everything he wanted to do. He perfected it.
Yeah,
Like you
facts.
said, A New Magic Wand is French Perfected.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely, you can hear that. Just everything.
Oh man, that is crazy.
He just talked about that too. Somebody tweeted
Yeah,
that.
that album is just nuts.
And
He's gonna win a
mature,
Grammy
too.
for
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
Yeah, I think it's just the perfect Tyler. I think it's what he wanted to do with Flower Boy.
I think,
Yeah.
it's
Kind
I
of.
think Flower Boy was his attempt at it, and this is his
This
perfection.
is it because like
Yeah.
as a Tyler fan, like that.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
just give
agree.
it- yeah.
Jamie,
I'm
what
gonna
you
start
got?
my honorable mentions with Igor. The only reason why it didn't make my list at all is because it was literally put to the back of my mind because of who I was seeing at the time. I fucked with it, and it reminds me of her. So
Oh man.
literally put it in the back of my mind. What is it? Earthquake, especially like the song is
Don't leave.
right.
You never want to play your best music or music you could really love around a certain chick.
Don't do
because
it.
it might forever infect it.
gonna
So
fuck it up.
you got to have music that's kind of neutral. Like for
Young
me,
Thug, man.
yo, Crystal
Young
Castles.
Thug.
I can play Crystal Castles around anybody, and it's never gonna affect how I feel about it. But
I feel
Yeah.
you.
we all need records like that to play around chicks, so it's not tainted.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Bandana as well. Just yes, practice on there. I fuck with. I like almost all of it as well. There's not a track I skip, but it's just it didn't make it as number one ever on any of my lists.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shout out So Much Fun, Young Thug. When you mentioned his name, I've been bumping that a lot.
Yep.
Still, the song "I'm Scared," I love that track off of that in particular. But Shea Butter Baby, that was also my number one for many lists, and it only changed when we've been talking recently. You'll see why in a minute. I'm also gonna shout out Feet of Clay. If you haven't seen Earl Sweatshirt's interview with his mom, or I don't know if she interviewed or they were at a museum, and either way, it's dope. And they talk about where he got the concept from her, or I
Yeah.
think she mentioned it. I posted it recently on Instagram, but that whole concept is dope. And then so my number one's gonna be Solange, When I Get Home. I've been playing that since it came out.
I have to listen to it again. I really do.
It's a weird album. It's a
Is
weird
it?
fucking album.
I hated it when I
Okay.
first
It's
heard
like an
it.
album
loved it
of
when it
like
first came out.
of like
hated it.
unfinished ideas that just
It really
fucking
is,
sound
especially
good.
all the skits or the interludes. Like
It's
some of
tons
them's
of
like,
skits.
like what? Why didn't you finish this? Like, make
It's
something
meant
out
to
of
be
that.
consumed all together.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
That's literally how I listened to it, and I watched either the music video, either she released something and it's all the music videos in one, or I watched them back to back, and
Yeah,
it's,
yeah, it's like a little film.
Yeah, and it
Really?
flows.
Okay. I'll have to
nice.
revisit it.
Dreams.
Yeah, for sure. All right,
Stay Flow is
Michi.
my favorite off that.
You got the
Sound of
last-
Rain is the Pharrell song I love.
Oh my
Sound
God.
of Rain.
Sound
If you
of Rain,
haven't,
okay.
because we've had rain
Yeah.
recently, and I was telling you, if you haven't heard that song, listen to it in the rain. Man,
Michi, 2019.
Let's see, 2019. I'm only gonna have one honorable mention, and that is Solange's "The Seat of the Table." It's basically, it feels like her second album, even though
Wait,
it's clearly not.
that was a few years ago.
or not a
means
seat of the
When I Get
table.
Home.
Yeah, When I Get Home. Yes.
I go.
Yeah.
Okay.
It feels like a seat at the table, but just grown up, even further. But not by much. It's just like here. This is where I am. A couple years later, this is where I am right now, and it's so many just little snippets and
literally got
ideas.
home, so
yeah,
yeah.
little like snippets, ideas that she laid down when she got home.
yeah.
That she was meaning to lay down, and she just perfected them.
Yeah.
Things like dreams, things like calling up and getting Pharrell and
Yes.
Playboy Cardi to be on Almeida. You know, just fun records like that. It's incredible. And she's still a beast with these fucking skits and interludes and shit.
Yeah.
But for me, my number one's gonna be Igor by Tyler.
Okay.
Igor is just fucking. It is like. I don't want to call it the final evolution of Tyler's sound, but like you said, this is where he was trying to get to.
Yeah.
This is what he was trying to do. Igor
All the
is
way
fucking
from
it,
Bastard. It's crazy.
like Earthquake. It's just him just being open with who he is, his sexuality, wearing his fucking suit and this blonde wig, burning. Literally, the video is him burning on stage, being set on fire. Tracy Ross is asking him questions and shit, and He's just grooving, just grooving.
Don't
to
give a
this
fuck about
shit.
that Playboy Cardi part.
Him
Ooh.
producing all of it himself. He produced everything himself.
That's great, man.
That's in fucking insane.
And it still pisses me off because he said it back in the day. He doesn't like sampling, and I mentioned that to you. But like, he is crazy with sampling.
Yeah.
Like,
911 was the Gap band. Like,
man, it's crazy.
And then him taking these vocalists and employing them brilliantly.
Oh.
Charlie Wilson,
Yeah.
you know, on Earthquake, just sounding incredible. He's taken the Charlie Wilson, you know, summoned from Kanye, you know,
flashing lights shit kind of thing. Yeah.
and
Another
then
level.
him using these synthesizers, the use of who else was on there? Him taking a Kanye verse. And this is like drunk ass Ye,
I forget.
Ye
still forget
incoherent Kanye taking a Kanye verse and still managing to fit it in there, and it's sounding good.
The
you
production
know?
at the end of that song was
Yeah.
the last minute.
Right?
The
Fuck.
CeeLo song.
And like you guys said, him mastering the pitch thing, records like New Magic Wand, just
Yeah, yes.
him just truly being himself. You know.
Not gonna fuck about anything.
Are we still friends? God damn.
Yeah.
Again, that's why I
And
can't
then like
listen
also
to that.
Solange being on there as well. Just that's my number one. I think that's a classic project. As far as like now that we've entered the melodic era of hip hop, and so much of hip hop is sung.
Yeah.
Rappers are just fucking singing now.
Yeah.
Like singing, going for it.
Sing.
I don't think there's been a lot of classics, if any, of rappers that are super melodic and are being super, you know, just melodic and putting these melodies out there and trying to be musical. I don't think there's been a real classic until Igor. I truly think Igor is a classic hip hop album.
I agree. I think that people have tried and they have failed,
Yeah.
and Tyler is the one who showed the example of what it should sound like 2019 and beyond.
And then last comment, it seems like he's taking the crown from Kanye of taking an idea and fully fleshing it out and making it what it should be.
Yeah.
I'm so curious to see what his next album's gonna be, because you got Frank
That's
coming
what I'm
out
saying.
too around that same time. I think they might be working together on some stuff. Like
I really hope so. Like, man.
I can't wait for
Tyler's
Tyler's
gonna
next
be
album.
2021. He does an album every 2 years.
Yeah,
It's
Should be
true, too,
2020.
damn.
Wow.
he
That'd be
dropped some
tight.
singles.
He'll
He
do
does do
that.
that.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Best Interest, the new one he just?
I haven't
dropped?
heard it yet.
I haven't
I
heard
tried
it yet.
I
I
tried to
haven't.
listen to it on Apple Music.
I'm
I
gonna
couldn't
wait.
What's
find
the
it.
other one?
Group B.
Group
B is
B,
dope
yeah.
too.
Group B is dope.
Again, like this man with samples.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's
Can't
fucking
wait.
Insane.
Can't
but,
wait. But that was the 2019, so we come to a conclusion. So I'm gonna end it off here, just going by around the table. I think everybody, do you have your pick for the album of the decade? No.
I got mine. I mean, it's pretty
Yeah.
clear.
Well, I'll start it off with mine. I'll just be quick about it. I mean, to me, it's easy. It's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. To me, that album was what changed music for the decade. Because if you think about it before then, I mean, 2009, 2000, before that, it was on the closing era of like the ringtone era, of the blog era. It was the beginning of that, right? And Kanye just kind of pushed the boundaries and said, fuck you, I'm going to have an orchestra on this album. I'm going to have, just some beautiful... You have Bon Iver on a song. Like, you have, like, all these things that push the boundaries, not only for rap music, but for music in general. It made it, again, it just killed that whole moniker of, I'm a rap artist, I'm an indie rock artist, I'm a country singer. Nobody goes by that anymore. Kanye made it cool to say, I'm an artist.
Just an artist.
And as crazy as he fucking sounds, saying I'm Picasso, I'm the Steve Jobs,
He really, after that album, he really was.
But he really
For a second.
empowered
For a
people.
second.
Yeah, but he empowered people to a whole new movement to
Walt
say,
Disney.
fuck you, I'm going to push the boundaries and I'm just going to make music. It's not tied to a genre. It's not tied to a specific thing. It's whatever your heart feels and whatever you want to put out. You know what I mean? And that's what inspired the Tyler Creators, the Frank Oceans, the Solanges, like every single person on this list, I guarantee you, from the Ariel Pinks to the Kevin Parkers, I mean, you hear it. There's some way, shape, or form a Kanye West influence, and it comes from this album.
Okay. For me, I'll just go next since I have mine ready, and it's just going to be piggybacking off of yours. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye. I mean, when you listen to this decade, a lot of shit's going to be forgotten. A lot of shit's it's gonna be forgotten. Even the best albums that we can recall, some of them just I feel like some of them might not even matter.
Yeah.
But My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is truly the best the decade has to offer. It's so many different themes, so many cultural themes, so much style on one project, and executed to the best of its ability. Kanye really being in his bag as a producer, it's him kind of making his laps and before he goes crazy, getting in the studio with a Pete Rock, with a Premier, with Mike Dean, with No ID, with just all these different producers, just so he can pick their brain and feed off their energy. And the whole Rosewood era, the whole Good Music summer,
Rosewood.
just Good Fridays, just this whole era was
So I'm just pulling
was
up.
incredible. There's just not, just no one has been able to do it like Kanye.
Yeah.
And this is the perfect capstone for the sane Kanye.
Jamie.
It's only hard because I want to pick two again.
You want to pick Mac Miller?
No, I want it. I honestly should just because of personal shit, but again, personally, I want to pick Watch the Throne.
Yeah.
And I also want to pick My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. So I'm gonna go with My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Like what you were saying, like what he was saying, that album just changed so much, and without it, like, you wouldn't have the sound we have currently. Devil in a New Dress. I still remember when, I don't think it was a leak, but when it just came out unfinished without Ross. without
Fucking
the
made him
guitar.
redo his verse.
Yeah, it was a good. I think it was a Good Friday.
Yeah.
And then that's why, there's another reason why I'm torn, because a lot of the Good Friday stuff was coming out before Watch the Throne and before My Beautiful. So, and like The Joy was a Good Friday track. So, but I'm gonna give it to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I remember we're on Facebook defending him when with the Taylor Swift shit, like just that era, man. That album defines a lot of that year too. So
Yeah.
Runaway. I mean, I can go on.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Talk days. We got a whole podcast
That's what I'm
episode
saying,
about
just
that.
on that album. So.
Yeah.
G.
So, damn, 2010. I'm gonna go with Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon too.
All right.
For me, for the
Album of the decade.
Damn, okay.
yeah. It was just how you guys feel about the Kanye album. I mean, I love that Kanye album as well, but Kid Cudi did it for me with this one. Like, it had sounds from everywhere trapped in my mind.
Yeah.
We I with the hard hitting. Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher produced by the
Ashton
Cool Kids.
Chuck English,
So
man.
yeah. So
Right.
you know, being a
Yeah.
big cool.
No, I
like,
get you.
Erase Me.
Erase Me.
That's
like
like Spawn
everything
Wizard.
in that
Yeah.
album, man.
Hell yeah.
He was.
And he was so swagged out when he was doing it. He was going to the Babe Store in New York.
He was
where
so.
he worked
Dude,
at.
How to Make It in
performing there.
America.
Yeah,
How to Make It in
Yep.
America.
Everything.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still got that shirt.
That song with Brian Giebler.
That-
You
that
can
album
run,
shaped
you can
me,
run, but
definitely.
you can't
It
hide.
was a good show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway,
All right.
Okay.
Man on the
Yeah.
Moon
Man on the
2.
Moon
Jordan, you closing it out, buddy.
Yeah.
What you got?
I looked at my top 5 and Twisted Fantasy.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't my personal favorite, but like when you look at it and you realize like just the whole decade and just what would represent 10 years, it has to be that. So you guys said all of it. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm going back to Blame Game, man. It has nothing to do, and it literally has nothing to do with Chris Rock part. Literally has nothing to do with that. Like, you can cut that out. The fact that like he was talking about some stuff
Yeah.
and like
Shit
it was
was
like
real.
on some Drake shit, but it was different because he had like so many different tones, like regular then auto tune, like all that random like shit. Like I
Yep.
live for that. And he was in his like vulnerable
Coming
bag.
in on different sides.
So
Damn.
I'm gonna stay with there. Yeah, Twisted.
I
Is-
think that album is the thriller of hip hop.
We're really gonna have to do
Yeah.
an episode
It's
on
the
that.
there's a thriller of each genre.
Yeah,
The thriller of pop music is Thriller.
yeah.
The thriller of the thriller of dance music is Daft Punk's Discovery. And the thriller of hip hop is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. This is when the aliens come down and ask, show us your best shit or we'll fucking vaporize you. We're gonna give them the albums, for sure. This is the best that music has to offer, truly.
Damn.
And sincerely. And whether you like Kanye or not, you're just gonna have to agree on that.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
Hey.
If people ever want to get introduced to Kanye, I show them the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that ends it, guys. So that was 10 years of music. We all had some things that we agreed upon. We all have different things that we didn't agree upon. ASAP Mob, you know.
Flyboys.
Dude,
Wow. Oh, we about to fight
I'll
that.
hurt you, dude.
But that's the beauty of music. Like, you know, I wanted to do this like just to kind of go down memory lane and make this show like what music makes us feel. And we all remember when we first heard that album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. We heard
Still have it.
Currents. We heard, you know, Anti by Rihanna. We heard that Solange album.
Cobra Coup.
You know, the Tyler albums. Like, you know, we remember where we heard it and we remember what we feel. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. That's what music is, right? It's supposed to make you feel some way. And if it makes you feel angry, like you hate it or you're sad, it did its job. So with that being said, I want to thank my guests for sticking with me. This is episode 10, first episode of the new year. So thank you guys. We're going to do a lot more frequently. But I thank my panel, Jordan, G, Jamie, Amici, and of course, you know me, it's Kyrie. So thank you guys for a wonderful year. We'll look forward to 2020. And with that being said, peace. Till next time. Hey.
2020 April, 420 every day.
Hey.